Pitching and defense. You can win a lot of ball games with it. Yankees got strong pitching. Ron Guidry, 14 strikeouts through 6 2/3 innings. Defense, this double play by the White Sox in the 7th inning, snuffing out a bases loaded, no out drive by the Yankees. More defense. 8th inning, base hit Ricky Henderson. Darrell Boston, beautiful throw to the plate to cut down the winning run as Rick Cerrone is cut down at home plate. And Bill Long, 7 1/3 innings of 2-hit ball as the White Sox take the 3rd game of the series. This afternoon, the final game, Tommy John will be in the mound for New York as the Yankees look for a split. Yankees and the White Sox coming up next right here on Sports Channel.
Sports Channel presents New York Yankees baseball. Brought to you by Busch Beer, the beer with a taste as smooth as its name. The 9X Yellow Pages. It's the one you've always had. It's the only one you'll need. Today's TWA. Find out how good we really are. By Nestle's Crunch. Chocolate is scrunchious when it crunches. That's why you'll love Nestle's Crunch. Canon, the official camera of the New York Yankees. By Dodge. Your tri-state Dodge dealer knows what counts. And by Toyota and the all-new line of 1987 cars and trucks. Who could ask for anything more?
Live from Yankee Stadium in the Bronx, New York, Sports Channel presents New York Yankees baseball. And this afternoon, it's the Yankees taking on the Chicago White Sox. The starting pitchers for the White Sox, Floyd Bannister. For the New York Yankees, Tommy John. And a good afternoon. Welcome to Yankee Stadium. Spencer Ross for Hawk Harrelson, who's got the day off today, and Mickey Mantle joins us in the booth. And Mick, wasted efforts yesterday by the Yankees. A lot of disappointment losing a 15-inning ball game to the Chicago White Sox.
Things like that happen. You know, you got 162 games to play in a year. As far as I'm concerned, that Cerrone getting thrown out at home plate, you got to give the other team credit once in a while.
Perfect throw.
It's a perfect throw. I mean, he was out by 10 feet, but anybody would have been. I don't think I could have scored on that play.
I mean, you might have been able to score, but not too many guys would have been able to make it home in that particular play.
I don't know of anybody. It was a perfect throw, you know. I'll tell you one thing, though. I'd like to see him win today because you got a 3-day break, you know, and to go away on a winning note, it'll make that game yesterday just vanish. You know, nobody will be thinking about it day after tomorrow.
Okay, all games are not the same. In other words, the Yankees, to get this victory this afternoon and close out this homestand prior to the All-Star break, could indeed be a very big factor in the remainder of the season. So let's check and see what happens.
Well, I think they got a good chance to win today, and I think everybody will forget that.
Okay, let's check out the lineups right now. Yankees and the White Sox. First of all, for the visiting Chicago White Sox, leading off, playing third base, Jerry Royster. Gary Reedus, the left fielder, will bat second. The designated hitter, Harold Baines, will be in the third slot in the batting order. Ivan Calderon will be the cleanup hitter. He'll play right field. Greg Walker at first base will bat fifth. Carlton Fisk will be behind the plate. He will bat sixth. Came off the bench yesterday and smacked the big home run in the closing stages of the ball game. Donnie Hill, who had the game-winning RBI yesterday, bats seventh, plays second base. Kenny Williams out in center field bats eighth, and Ozzie Guillen behind the plate bats ninth. For the New York Yankees, it'll be Ricky Henderson leading off. Henderson will be the left fielder this afternoon. The second baseman, Willie Randolph, bats second. Don Mattingly bats third, plays first base. Dave Winfield in the cleanup spot, the designated hitter. Gary Ward out in right field bats fifth. Henry Cotto, the center fielder, bats sixth. The third baseman will be Jeff Moronco this afternoon. He will bat seventh against the left-handed Bannister. Rick Cerrone will be in the eighth spot and be behind the plate. And batting ninth at shortstop, it'll be Wayne Tolleson. And on the mound for the New York Yankees, the veteran left-hander Tommy John, who comes into the ball game with a record of 7 wins, 3 losses, an ERA of 4.25. TJ, however, has not had a decision in his last 3 outings. Won an inning in the third in that wild ball game at the stadium, in which the Yankees came from that 11-0 deficit to beat the Boston Red Sox, and then in his last outing, Yankees were down 7-0, and he was off the hook on that one in the game against Minnesota. Prior to that, he pitched 7 shutout innings against Toronto. In the ballgame, the Yankees won in 12 innings, 6-1. Defensively for the Yankees, as we check him out, first of all around the infield. Don Mattingly at first, Willie Randolph at second, Wayne Tollison's the shortstop, and Jeff Moronco around at third base. Henderson, Cotto, and Ward, the outfield. Rick Cerrone behind the plate, and Jerry Royster will lead it off right here for the Chicago White Sox, who have now won 9 of their last 13. Playing some pretty good baseball for a ball club that has not been pretty good this year. Strike one.
This is a good team for Tommy John to pitch against, though. I think, you know, they're not a team that can hurt you all of a sudden. You know, they gotta get like 15 hits to really hurt you bad. Tommy usually gives up like 10 or at least 10 hits, you know, almost every game. But this is a good team for him to pitch against, I think.
Certain teams built certain ways. Yankees have normally been built for power, and you go back to the White Sox, even with their great teams, back when you were playing as the pitcher's in for a strike. The Go-Go Sox, they beat you 2-1. They take advantage of every mistake.
Steal a base.
Yeah.
Hit and run, steal a base. Just like yesterday, really. You know, they gotta go 15 innings to beat you.
Mm-hmm. Inside for a ball. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Tell you, that was a ball game yesterday, 15 innings long. Yankees had plenty of opportunities. The bases loaded, no out situation. As we look at Gary Reedus in the on-deck circle. Twice the Yankees left him loaded. White Sox came up with some good plays, and the pitching of Bill Long, who has stymied the Yankees again. Down low, ball 3, 3-2. Couple interesting.
I can't believe Tommy's got that heavy sweatshirt on today. It's going to be, you know, like if he gives up 10 hits and pitches 7 innings today, he's going to be hot.
This is taken right field down the line. Let me tell you, off the foul ball.
That blew back in.
Off the foul ball for a home run. Jerry Royster on a 3-2 pitch. Looked at first like just a plain ordinary foul ball, but I'm looking up at the flagpoles, Mickey Mantle, and the wind is blowing out to the left, but it would appear to be the wind had to grab hold of that.
Oh, it did. I wasn't even worried about that ball. I thought that ball was going to be in the upper deck over in way foul, and that ball just kept coming back, and it was so high that it finally made it back in. I don't think that Gary Ward thought it was going to be a home run or even a fair ball. I didn't.
6th home run of the season for Jerry Royster, who had one yesterday, also to the opposite field, but with a little more authority. And the White Sox have taken a 1-0 lead, and the first pitch to Reedus is ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. That heavy sweatshirt Tommy John wearing, still a lot lighter than the uniform, the old woolens you guys used to wear back 25 years ago on days like today. Two balls, 1 strike. We were talking about what were you saying before? You actually, you've got to be able to move quicker in these uniforms.
Oh, I think you can run faster than that. I mean, if I gave you my old uniform against one of these, which one would you wear?
Well, depending who was running. You know, yeah, I'll take one of those. Looks like the swimmers. There's Tollison. Nice big high hop. And Reedus is thrown out. A couple interesting developments in baseball yesterday. First of all, Mark McGwire smacking 2 more home runs to give him 33 for the season. And also hitting a line drive in batting practice off a teammate. Tony Phillips, he broke his wrist. Phillips is going to be out for 6 weeks. And then the Bo Jackson story. Pitch outside for a ball. Bo says he wants to play football. And I'm a big football fan, Mickey. I was involved with the New York Jets for many, many years. But I take a look at you, and just from playing baseball, the knee operations, and how it's slowed you down physically, I can't understand why the young man would want to take that chance with his body. Here's Willie Randolph.
Well, I didn't read the story. I didn't know that he wanted to play football. Does he want to play football and baseball?
Yeah, he wants to do both. He wants to do both. And
well, he's big. You know, he's big and strong.
yeah, but
Of course, if he would just help Willie Wilson out, he could get in on some football plays there. I saw Willie come running across the mound and tackle a pitcher. If Bo would have hit him low when Willie hit him high, they could have put that pitcher out of business.
It's a heck of a tackle by Willie Wilson. Now, he looked like a great cornerback coming up. 2 men out now, and Ivan Calderon steps in.
That'd be fun. They could make up some plays, you know, say, hey, I'll come across the mound, I'll hit him high, and you hit him low.
It's almost getting to be that way. And I have to start running some plays the way the brawls have broken out this year. 1 ball, 1 strike to Calderon, who's hitting .303 with 11 home runs, 39 RBIs. White Sox with a 1-0 lead on a, how can I say it, pop fly home run down the right field line that was pulled back by the wind into fair territory by Jerry Royster. Up high, 2-1. This is smoked. Deep left center field. Way back, and it'll bounce 1 hop off the wall. Ricky Henderson will play it. And then with a stand-up double, Ivan Calderon, his 22nd double of the season. And again, I think we got to tell those folks out in Los Angeles with the Dodger organization, I don't think this man's for up on the trading block. The Dodgers would like him, though.
Well, I think just about anybody would like him. I've seen him hit a couple of, that ball there would have been a home run just about any park in major leagues except here.
So down at second is Calderon. That increases the consecutive game hitting streak to 5, his 22nd double of the season. And here's Greg Walker, who leads the White Sox in home runs and RBIs, 17 homers, 50 ribbies, strike 1.
You know, there's a lot of ball players that could have been football players, I think. You know, Vince Coleman's brother is a punter for the Minnesota Vikings. He's a punter too. He could probably play pro football and be a punter.
Well, take a look. Dave Winfield was drafted. No doubt in my mind, Winfield could have been a real good professional football player with his strength, with his size.
Well, he could play anything. Winfield. He's a great basketball player too.
How about Ricky Henderson? Put Ricky Henderson in a cornerback position, a running back position, knock some people down, run over a few people. No balls, 2 strikes to Walker. And we're talking about professional athletes who are a unique breed. And most of these guys you take a look at all these guys. They were all state basketball, baseball, football in high school. And they set their sights on one particular sport.
I still think that the hardest thing to do is hit a baseball.
I agree. Now, Cerrone wanted that one, but third base umpire Rocky Rose said, sorry, let's watch it again.
No, he didn't swing.
There was a time last year, anything close went to the pitcher, and the batter said goodbye. Right there, you saw Walker was able to hold it back. 1-2. Not this time. Strike 3, swinging. Walker goes down. Side retired, but the White Sox put a run on the board on a Jerry Royster home run. 2 base hits. They leave one through half an inning of play. The White Sox won. The Yankees coming to bat. Spencer Ross, Mickey Mantle back here at Yankee Stadium as we get ready for the bottom half of the first inning, and the Yankees will face the left-hander, Floyd Bannister, who they have already beaten twice this year. Bannister went only 2 2/3 innings in a ball game here at the stadium. The Yankees came up with 3 runs in the 3rd inning. New York won it 4-1. His second start, a far better one, but home runs by Dave Winfield and Len Secada gave the Yankees a 3-2 victory in Chicago. That game he went 6 2/3 innings. Comes into the ball game with a record of 4-7 and an ERA of 4.58. Let's check out the defense behind the left-hander Floyd Bannister. Greg Walker at first, Donnie Hill at second, Ozzie Guillen the shortstop, Jerry Royster at third, Gary Reedison left, Kenny Williams center, and Ivan Calderon around and right. Carlton Fisk behind the plate. And the left-hander Floyd Bannister, who when he became a free agent several years back opted for Chicago. The Yankees were interested in him at that point. At that point he said he didn't want to come to New York. Now Floyd Bannister, who's the object of so much trade talk as far as the White Sox is concerned, has frankly taken out an ad in the paper saying, take me, I want to come here. But it may be too late. But then again, it may not be.
I'll tell you one thing, if I was, I'm not a scout for the Yankees, but if I was, I think I would recommend him to get him. I think he's got good stuff. It's hard for me to believe he's 4-7, except that he's with the last place team, you know. I mean, I think if he was with the Yankees, he'd be like 10-3 or something.
Incredible thing about him, the great stuff he has, a 90-mile-an-hour tailing fastball, and a good variety of pitches.
Curveball.
Good curveball. Yet 10 years in the big leagues, this is 11th. He's had only 2 winning seasons. It just seems to happen to him every year. Last year went 10-14. The year before he went 10-14. This year at one point he was 3-3, and since then he has but 1 victory, and that was in his last start, and it was a good one against Baltimore. Went 7 innings, gave up only 3 hits and 2 runs. But everybody is beating Baltimore. Larry Barnett behind home plate this afternoon. Vic Baltaggio at first base. Greg Koss is the umpire at second. And Rocky Rowe around at third. As Ricky Henderson will step in and lead it off for the Yankees. Hitting at .315, 11 home runs, 23 RBIs. Last 6 ball games for Henderson. 10 base hits, 25 at-bats.
Spencer, I think if you went around the American League and took a poll of all the players to name their 10 toughest pitchers to hit against, I bet Bannister would be on almost every vote.
I'd agree with you. I think you'd find that out. Pitch in for a strike. Talked about his great curveball, as a good slider.
Throws hard. That ball there.
One thing he does not tend to do is throw inside. Heck, that could make a big difference. Plate doesn't seem quite as wide.
Some pitchers think they don't have to. You know, they just think they got such good stuff that nobody can hit them, and they don't feel like they have to keep the batter off balance. You know, Whitey never threw at anybody.
Pitch is fouled away.
The wind didn't blow that one back.
It's not that fierce a wind, but I'll tell you, I still don't believe that home run by Royster.
I can't believe it. I thought it was a foul ball all the way. I wasn't even excited.
Ozzie Guillen at shortstop. And there's one man out. Ozzie Guillen's had some series here. He's an exciting young kid. He loves playing this game. He's not an all-star. He says that's okay by him, because he feels there are a couple of better shortstops than him in the American League, but he's just a little annoyed that people like Ron Karkovice get more votes than he gets.
I know. What's it? Buddy Biancalana?
Buddy Biancalana. He
got more votes than Ozzie.
There's a smash. Oh, yes, he is good. Willie Randolph with a rocket, and Ozzie Guillen, who could really play this game of baseball. That was a beauty. The young man from Venezuela. Standing on the outfield grass now, shaded towards second base with Don Mattingly at the plate. Ball 1. All Mattingly's done over his last 5 ball games has come up with 13 base hits in 25 at-bats, 5 home runs, a dozen RBIs, his average up to 336.
You know what's funny, Spencer, about Mattingly? Look at everybody's playing him straight away, and they don't know which way to turn. You know, the left fielder is facing the left field line. The right fielder, you don't know where to play this guy.
And here's Ginn. He'll hit it anywhere in the ballpark.
Yeah.
And Ozzie Ginn in on all 3 plays. A super catch off the line drive by Randolph. Nothing across. Yanks go down 1-2-3 through 1. Chicago 1, the Yankees nothing. That's copyrighted telecast presented by authority of the New York Yankees, intended solely for the private, non-commercial use of our audience. Any publication, reproduction, retransmission, or other use of the pictures, descriptions, and accounts of this game without the express written consent of the Yankees and Sports Channel is prohibited. Sunday afternoon at Yankee Stadium, real overcast day. As we take a look at the White Sox coaches, Doug Rader down the lines at third, Art Kushner at first base. Coming across the George Washington Bridge this morning, I tell you, you couldn't see Manhattan from the bridge. That's how overcast.
Did you know that yesterday, Spencer, talking about Doug Rader, the coach at third base, that he wasn't out on the coaching line? We didn't even, no, not yesterday, the day
Night
before. When I was with you Friday night, he didn't go out for the first inning until they run him off the bench. They fined him like $300 or something.
Now, that's not a kangaroo court fine.
No, I guess Fergosi fined him. But he was sitting there watching the game. There wasn't any coach at third base. We didn't realize it either.
Well, if he can forget, we can forget that he's.
You just take it for granted there's going to be a coach there.
Sure. Here's Carlton Fisk taking strike 1. Yeah, that's a boo-boo. You forget to go out to do your job. I mean, better don't even show up at the ballpark. If you're going to show up, you better do what you have to do. Fisk got under this one, but it is plenty deep. Ricky Henderson, right on the warning track, puts it away.
Well, that ball there would have been a home run in a lot of ballparks. He hit that ball 400 feet.
Second base, number 15.
And there's Henderson running out of room. I'll tell you, Carlton Fisk really on a tear, an 8-game hitting streak. Home runs in 4 of his last 5 games, and he almost smacked one right there. And here's Donnie Hill, a 4-game hitting streak. That batting average, only 197, but the home run yesterday, early in the ball game off Ron Guidry, and then the game-winning RBI in the 15th with a base hit that got by Willie Randolph in the right field. You know, talking about Tony Phillips, Mickey, he's the guy who really made Donnie Hill expendable out in Oakland. And look at this one down the line. Could be trouble.
Well, that one went on in. That looked like the same deal that blew back in for a home run.
Didn't travel quite as far. Tommy John had something to say to Donnie Hill as he came back to the plate, and Tommy had a big smile on his face.
I don't know if we can see the flags on TV or not, but the wind has changed a little bit. Now the flags are blowing straight in. When that home run was hit, the first guy up, the flags were blowing straight at left field. Well, now they changed again.
They're swirling around.
We got a swirling wind, right?
Oh, outside by Morocco. The rookie, Jeff Morocco.
Cleet Boyer's been working with him. Cleet told me yesterday in the Old Timers game, Cleet told me that he bet him that he could field with a shoe. Cleet took one of his shoes off and caught more ground balls than Morocco with his glove. Of course, I think they was kidding.
There's a base hit for Kenny Williams, snapping an 0 for 15 streak for him. I tell you, though, Clete Boyer can most probably feel better with a shoe than a lot of folks.
Brooks Robinson, Clete Boyer, I think. So, well,
how about Cox?
Yeah. Who?
Billy Cox.
Billy Cox, the old Dodger?
Yeah, he was pretty good.
Yeah.
But Boyer...
I didn't get to see him that much.
Except come September. Yeah, I don't think you have to go any further, really, than Boyer and Robinson.
To me, I saw Clete play a lot more than I did Brooks Robinson, but Clete was the best fielder I ever saw, I think. He's a Yankee infield coach now. We got more coaches than we have players.
Specialty coach. 1 ball, no strikes to Ozzie Guillen. Has 9 hits and 16 at-bats in this third. Willie Randolph at second base. White Sox go down. A base hit, no runs. They leave 1 through an inning and a half. Chicago 1, the Yankees nothing.
Dad.
Mm-hmm.
Why is grass green?
Okay.
Bottom of the second inning here at the stadium. White Sox lead at 1-0 on a leadoff home run by Jerry Royster. And for the Yankees, it'll be Dave Winfield, Gary Ward, and Henry Cotto against Floyd Bannister to set the Yankees down 1-2-3 in the first inning. Yankees coming into play 3 games up on the Toronto Blue Jays. In the American League East, Toronto beaten yesterday by Kansas City 2-1. Brett Saberhagen threw his 3rd 3-hitter of the year and picked up his 15th victory of the season.
I hope this game don't end up 1-0 on that home run.
On that home run. I've seen things like that happen. Be a strange way for it to end. Here's Winfield.
I'd rather go to 15 innings again and get beat like we did yesterday than to have it 1-0 on that home run. That was a pop foul ball.
Winfield's numbers, very impressive. Up amongst the league leaders, 3rd in RBIs, hitting at .295. Has 17 ribbies in his last 14 ball games and 5 home runs in that span. He was 2 for 7 yesterday.
Well, I'm here today, though.
Oh, that's right. He was home runs when you were here. And he would have had an opportunity yesterday, perhaps, to win it for the Yankees in the 14th inning. Willie Randolph has had such a super year. Just made a down, out-and-out boo-boo with Mattingly at the plate, Randolph at first. 1 man out, Mattingly popping one down the left field line, and Randolph just miscounted the outs.
You remember that Friday night, Spencer, we was talking about how far back off the plate that Winfield is. It's like 6 feet from his back foot to the outside corner of the plate. I was sitting with Drysdale yesterday. He does the Chicago games. And we during the old timers game, we were sitting in Mr. Steinbrenner's box and we was talking about it. He said he didn't think that Winfield could ever hit. He said he would just pitch on that outside corner all day. He said there's no way that he can get a ball out there.
Royster will have to hurry. He got him.
He gets down that line pretty fast. He goes from home to first, I think, faster than Ricky Henderson.
Yeah, Ricky doesn't get out of the box quite as quickly.
Number 22, Gary Ward.
This is a pretty close play here.
So 1 man out. And Gary Ward will step in. Gary Ward had 1 base hit yesterday and 7 at-bats. Strike 1. Floyd Bannister has set the first 4 Yankees down. And the White Sox lead at 1-0. 0-2. Well, that's the kind of weather we can expect when we get to Texas next week, right, Mick?
Yeah, it'll be probably, the temperature will be hotter, but it won't be any hotter. Like I said, when it's 85 or 90 up here, it's like 110 in Dallas.
It is Moogie. Now low for a ball, 1-2. Two and two.
You never did get those cowboy boots, did you? I was supposed to get you
No.
a pair of cowboy boots.
That's right.
I didn't get them.
We'll be there next week.
You bring one of your boys?
I'll bring one of my boys.
What
Bring him.
size is it?
Jonathan?
Yeah.
If my boy wears the same size shoe I wear.
How old is he?
He's just 13. In fact, one of the twins has passed me by, which I'm happy about. They're stealing my shoes all the time. Stealing my sneakers. One of them's wearing an 11, and Jonathan's wearing a 10. There's a shot in the center field, base hit. Gary Wood. First base hit of the ballgame.
You know, it looks to me like I got to take a chance at that one, I believe.
Yeah, well, I was waiting, Mickey, because
Casey used to call that taking it on the big bill. I'm getting tired of you taking them balls on the big bill out there. Dive at some of them. You tell me. But that it looked like he could have caught that ball, really,
Yeah.
or at least I made a good try at it. He just kind of.
it was hanging up in the air.
Yeah. I think it carried a lot farther than he thought it would.
First pitch to Henry Cotto, inside for ball. After a while, you began to understand what Casey was trying to say, didn't you?
Yeah, setting up here. When you're out there, it doesn't look the same. When he was telling me to start diving at some of them big bills, I thought I was playing them pretty good.
Henry Cotto smacked into a double play yesterday as a pinch hitter. That's the way it looks in your newspaper today. Cotto came up, bases were loaded, one out. He took the Yankees out of a big inning, an inning they could have won it. But he hit a rocket.
The ball was hit hard. I mean, that's all he can do is hit as hard as he can. He can't guide it.
Royster played it, turned it into a double play. Center field and deep. Williams back, looking up. Goodbye. He looks like he gets jammed here a little.
Well, I'll tell you the truth. I thought he hit it too high. But he evidently hit it good. That's a long home run. I didn't realize he had that much power.
Well, I just want to point out again, as we talked about Royster's home run. Now, that one was really hit, but the wind was blowing out a little bit to the left.
That ball carried, yeah. Coming off the bat, it went up. I mean, it didn't come out like a drive. It came up like a fly ball.
Here's Guillen throwing out Morocco for the second out. But Henry Cotto, what a job he has done. He's gotten sent down to Columbus twice. It's been a matter of a numbers game. But each and every time he's called upon, he comes through with big performances. And now 5 home runs. Jim Fregosi pacing back and forth.
He's making more money this year on traveling expenses than I got when I was playing.
Cotto, that's right.
Yeah, every time you go down and come back, you get like $1,000 or something for traveling expenses.
What'd you get the first year in big league? 51.
My first, 7,500.
75.
The minimum, I think, was 5, and Casey told me to keep my mouth shut, and he'd get me 75.
Down the line, inside the bag. Let's see if Cerrone will go for 2. He's on his way to second base. He'll make it easily. As Calderon didn't exactly set any land speed records going after the baseball.
Ooh, he hit a good pitch there. Good hard sinker. He hit it right where he should have.
So Cerrone down at second with his 5th double of the season. 2 men are out. Yankees lead 2-1, and Carlton Fisk at the mound to talk to Bannister. Billy's told me that he had to take a pay cut when he left the Pacific Coast League to come to the Yankees.
Number 2.
He did. He got the minimum when he came here, and it was less than what he was making in the Pacific Coast League. I think Jackie Jensen did too. You know?
Is that right?
Yeah.
Jackie Jensen, one of those players that it was just a shame that the Yankees could not keep. He came around about the same time you did. Got traded to the Red Sox.
Had some good years with the Red Sox.
Wayne Tolleson takes ball 1. Floyd Bannister here in the 2nd inning. A 2-run home run by Cotto. And a double by Cerrone. And Tolleson takes it into the upper deck foul. Tolleson yesterday with a big base hit early in the ball game. Drove home the Yankees' 2nd run. Tied it at 2-all in the 4th. Sitting at 238. Has only 4 hits in his last 31 at-bats. But defensively, he has done the job for the Yankees in the field. Ball hit off the top of the dugout and skimmed back. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Talk about great fielders. Used to love to watch the Scooter at shortstop, but there was a backup shortstop in your Yankee team named Willie Miranda.
Oh, yeah.
Picked him as good as anybody. That's out of play.
I think the best in Scooter was great, you know, and all that, but I think the best infield altogether was the 61 Yankee with Cleat, Kubek, Richardson, and Pepitone. That was some kind of infield. Unbelievable. I think it was probably the best infield I ever saw.
There's strike 3. Tolleson goes down swinging. But the Yankees come up with 2 runs here in the bottom of the 2nd inning on Henry Cotto's 5th home run of the season. 3 base hits, 1 man left through 2. Yankees 2, White Sox 1. Spencer Ross along with number 7, Mickey Mantle. Yankee Stadium. Yankees leading it 2-1. A 2-run home run off the bat of Henry Cotto. A home run that traveled further than any home run the Yankees have hit this year, 440 feet. Let's take another look at it, Mick.
That's hard to believe. I thought it was a pop-up at first. He did hit it pretty good, and the wind is blowing out. They said that went 440 feet, and the longest home run the Yankees hit this year. When I was playing, that would have been an out.
Yeah, it was 463.
You wouldn't even got a hit for that, much less a home run.
That would have been tough to catch up to, right? You might have banged into a monument or 2 out there.
It was high enough, though, that they could have caught it. The outfielder was standing against the fence, watching it. He could have caught that ball if the fence wasn't there.
The old ballpark, 463. Now 410 to center. Tolleson handles that cleanly off the bat of Royster. 1 man out. Yankees lead 2-1. We're playing the 3rd inning. Royster, you talk about home runs, his in the 1st inning. One of the strangest you're ever going to see.
I think that was the most unexpected home run I've ever watched. I thought it was a foul ball all the way. Nobody was even saying anything. The fans were just, everybody was just kind of sitting here watching, you know.
Reedus takes that to center field where Cotto puts it away for the 2nd out. So 2 quick outs here in the top of the 3rd inning. Tommy John has given up 3 base hits. 2 of them came in the 1st inning. The homer by Royster, a double by Calderon. That ball was smoked. And Ken Williams had a single up the middle in the 2nd. And here's Baines. Bounce to Randolph in his 1st at bat. Ball 1.
See how fast Tommy John gets the ball and gets ready to pitch again? I love that.
2-0.
Teammates love it, you know?
Yeah.
Keeps you in the game.
Just get the ball and throw it. And when you know when Tommy John's pitching, too. There's down the line. Inside the bag. Baines has pretty good speed. He'll be on his way to second. He'll make it easily as Henderson recovers the ball. And Harold Baines in with a stand-up double. One of the nice things, too, if you're an infielder playing with Tommy John, you really are alert. You know you're going to be busy.
That's right. Well, you're in the game all the time. You know, he gets the ball and he throws it. You better be ready. He doesn't lull you to sleep out there, you know. That's what I used to love about Whitey. I keep saying that all the time. I guess people are tired of hearing it, but
that's a fact, though.
I used to love to play when Whitey pitched.
Ivan Calderon stepping in. Outside for a ball. Did you play with Tommy Byrne when he was still wild?
Yeah.
I mean,
when he was still wild, he was always wild, right?
That could be the opposite side, though, right?
Oh, yeah. Bob Turley. Bob Turley is a good pitcher, but
threw a lot of pitches.
You got to figure you're going to be out there for 2.5 hours. You know,
2.5 hours. That's quick today.
Yeah, that's a fast game nowadays, right? I like those hour and 30-minute jobs.
That's history.
1-0 if I hit the homer.
2 balls, 1 strike. Allison hurries the throw, gets Calderon, side retired. White Sox get a 2-out double from Harold Baines. He remains stranded and through 2.5. Yanks 2, White Sox 1.
Stuff goes, you don't know why you do stuff, you know? All of a sudden, okay.
Bottom half of the 3rd inning here at the stadium. Yankees leading the Chicago White Sox by a score of 2-1 and a Henry Cotto home run in the 2nd inning. Tommy John working with some good stuff, getting Ivan Calderon with a final out in that inning. Let's watch Tommy John as he keeps this ball away.
You know, a lot of the players are talking that Tommy John does maybe some cheating too. That ball looks like it is moving a lot. Those are pretty good sinkers.
That's the suspect word, sinkers. You know, there's a difference between a pretty good sinker and what the heck did that ball do? And here is Henderson taking strike 1. Henderson bounced to short in his first at bat. Yankees lead it 2-1. Henderson, one of the 4 Yankee starters in the All-Star game, down low for a ball. 1 ball, 1 strike. Henderson, Randolph, Mattingly, and Winfield. And Dave Righetti also part of the American League All-Star squad. Guillen thought he might get that one, but it's a base hit for Henderson. I tell you, he got there quickly. He covered some pretty fair chunk of territory, Ozzie Guillen.
I guarantee you, if that ball was up in there, that ball might have went over the center field fence today. He hit that ball pretty hard.
Willie Randolph will step in now. Guillen may have jammed his leg a bit. Kind of slow and getting up and moving back to his position. We go back to yesterday, was Willie Randolph steps in at the plate. In that 14th inning, Willie's on first, Mattingly at the plate, 1 out. And a pop fly down the left field line by Mattingly, and Willie takes off, round second. He's midway between second and third when Boston makes the catch, and Willie realizes he's made a mistake. And to compound it, he goes and slides back into second base. And you play so many games during the course of a year, you're going to make a mistake. And I'm not making an excuse for him, but it's happened to people like you.
Oh, yeah. You do funny things. I never will forget one time. I was up in the last of the ninth, and we're behind by 1 run. A home run will tie the game and keep us in the game. I got 2 strikes on me. Satchel Paige is pitching, and I got 2 strikes, and I tried to bunt one. Go ahead.
This could be 2. Donnie Hill for 1, but a good play by Ricky Henderson coming into Hill at second base. And there ain't no doubt about that. Ricky Henderson broke up that double play.
He broke up that double play. That's good baseball there. Yeah, if he don't slide in there, they got a double play for sure, probably. Anyway, we got 2 outs, 2 strikes on me, and for some reason or other, I tried to drag a bunt.
Down a run in the 9th inning.
We're 1 down, yeah, with 2 outs in the 9th inning, and if you could put somebody up there, you'd put me up there because I could win or tie the game with a home run. I tried to bunt and fouled it off. The next day in the paper, they asked Satchel Paige, said, "What'd you think about Mantle trying to bunt on you?" He said, "I would have given him first base." When I run down the right field line, when I come back in the dugout, all the players are just sitting there staring at me. I was so embarrassed. But stuff goes through your mind. You don't know why you do things, and all of a sudden in the heat of the battle, there's no telling what you're liable to do. Like Willie sliding back into second. He's got to go all the way back to first, right?
He had made the mistake already. It was a long ball game.
I know what he was thinking, though. He's thinking if that ball falls in, I want to be the winning run.
Which he would have been. 2 balls, no strikes to Mattingly, who popped up to the shortstop. Ozzie Guillen in his first at bat. Yankees lead 2-1. We're in the bottom of the 3rd. 1 man out. 2 runs, 4 hits for the Yankees. A run, 4 base hits for Chicago. White Sox just straight away and deep on Mattingly. Outside 3-0. Last at bat, Ken Williams, the center fielder, was shading Mattingly more to the left. This time he's virtually straight away.
They don't really know where to play him. There's no telling where he's going to hit the ball, I mean,
he's generally going to hit it where it's pitched. He's going to go with it. Takes a strike, 3-1. Sunshine trying to burn up some of that overhead haze that we have here today. Ball 4 to Mattingly. First walk given up by Floyd Bannister. And the Yankees now with runners at first and second as Randolph moves down to second base. 1 man out. And Dave Winfield will step in.
Well, that's one time I don't think they pitched around Mattingly. I just can't believe it. I mean, Bannister evidently doesn't know time at the game.
No, I can't see pitching around Mattingly to get to this man with what he can do with left-handers. If it was a reverse situation with a right-hander on the mound.
Maybe pitching around Winfield to get to Mattingly, yeah. No, I don't think he did that on purpose. I think it was just wild. He was just wild.
So 1 man out, Winfield at the plate. His last at bat hit a chopper to third. Royster just narrowly threw him out. Strike 1. White Sox in a Jerry Royster home run took a 1-0 lead in the first. The Yankees on a 2-run shot by Cotto in the second to take a 2-1 lead. One ball, 1 strike. First base umpire Vic Baltaggio said no, Winfield did not go around. Again, there's 1 to Hill and a double play as Winfield for the 15th time this season has bounced into a double play. 6-4 to 3, and the Yankee threat goes by the boards. No runs a hit. New York leaves 1 through 3. 2-1 Yankees. Sports Channel is looking for the 10 best sports bars in the New York metropolitan area, the places where the fans flock to watch their favorite New York teams. Now, if you think your hangout is one of the 10 best, send the name of the bar to Sports Channel's Best Sports Bar Contest. Post Office Box 234, Woodbury, New York, the zip code 11797. Sports Channel will be profiling the top 10 bars all summer long, and in the fall, name the top sports bar. Top of the fourth inning here at the stadium. The Yankees leading it by a score of 2-1. Tommy John gave up a game leadoff home run to Jerry Royster off the right field foul pole. White Sox took a 1-0 lead. Since then, Chicago with 3 more base hits. One of them a 2-out double by Baines in the third. And here in the fourth inning, Greg Walker, who struck out swinging in his first at bat, will lead it off. Toronto has jumped out in front of Kansas City 2-0. That ball game in the third inning. Lloyd Mosby with his 14th home run. Mark Gubazar going against Jim Clancy. Clancy's going for his 10th win of the year. Strike one.
Sparky Anderson, I read in the Dallas paper just before I came up here, Sparky Anderson said that he thinks that Clancy is probably one of the best pitchers in baseball right now.
The Yankees very rarely see him. The Yankees seem to do a number on him.
Is that right?
Yeah. He's a streaky pitcher. He'll win 5-6 in a row or lose 5-6 in a row.
He must be beating Detroit all the time. Sparky said he's tough.
2 balls, 1 strike. I'm going to check that out.
You know who looked good yesterday was at the Old Timers game. I really like that. You know, you get to meet some of the guys you haven't seen for a long time. Catfish Hunter.
Oh, yeah.
Bobby Mercer come up to hit against Catfish yesterday. The first pitch he threw him, he threw it as hard as he'd ever thrown a ball in his life, you know.
Bobby looked down at him like, what are you doing?
Bobby said, hey, man, cool it.
And Bobby got a little better when they hit.
Yeah, Bobby been taking bat practice all week.
Walker strikes out for a second time.
Catcher, Carlton Fisk.
You see Joe DiMaggio show me up yesterday? You know, I can't trot even. You know, I can't trot out on the field. I have to walk. Right? Because of my knees. He comes running out on the field. 70 years old, right?
Like a colt.
Showing me up. I just wanted to run over and tackle him.
Joe D. He looks great, doesn't he?
Oh, yeah. He is great.
70 years of age. And when you really think about it, Joe D., the link between the Gehrig and the Mantle youth, as far as the Yankees are concerned.
He can't play golf anymore. And I said, well, I don't feel sorry for you. You won more tournaments than Jack Nicklaus. He carried around that 18 handicap all of his life. You know, he's really about a 5 or a 6, and he claims he's an 18.
Pitch it time for a ball. And nobody's going to argue with Joe D.
No.
Yeah.
Saying, Joe, will you come play in this tournament? What's your handicap? He said, 18. Okay. You win the tournament. The golfers used to fight over who's going to get him in the Pro-Am.
That's fouled. Not only for the handicap. They like playing with Joe D.
Yeah, they love him. Well, the people love him, you know.
1 ball, 2 strikes. The Carlton, you were asking about Spark. They're just looking it up. Clancy's pitched twice against the Tigers this year. Total of 15 innings. He's lost both games, but 3-2 and 2-0. So he's pitched well against them both times. That'll make a manager think guy's a pretty good pitcher. Short left center field. Henderson. He just outlined the base front. Ricky playing deep for Carlton Fisk. Was he ever playing deep? Had a long way to go.
That ball hung up there a long time.
Donnie Hill.
How about that play that Phil Lentz made yesterday in the Old Timers game?
That was unbelievable. You know what he said after Ed Randall interviewed him? And asked him when's the last time he made a catch like that, and Lynn said, "What do you mean when's the last time?" He said, "That's the greatest catch I've ever made in my life."
I don't know. I told him, I said, "You're better than you used to be."
So I never made a catch like that before.
Hector Lopez. I used to play center field. Hector Lopez stand on the left field line. He caught a line drive in left center yesterday. I never saw him that far over in left field before.
There's the strike. Oh, to Hector, a nice man. Nice,
yeah.
Nice to see this. All your old teammates, guys, some of the guys you played
That
with.
really is nice.
There's a special bond between the people who play this game, and to get back together again. No war story.
Hector Lopez is the guy that hit behind me. When Roger hit 61 home runs, I hit 54. That's 115 home runs. And I don't know if you remember it or not, but Hector had a funny batting stance.
It was on his back.
You know, everybody talks about guys getting knocked down. He must have got hit so many times that year, you couldn't believe it. He come up there to get hit.
Mattingly comes over, but...
See that ball coming back?
Yeah, it almost did come back.
Well, it was another home run.
Yeah, that was the difference back then, though. If you hit behind a Maris or a Mantle, you expected to go down on the seat of your pants. Today, it's different. And we're not talking about throwing at people's heads. Breaking ball on the side.
No, I can remember my first year with the Yankees, Joe DiMaggio. He got, you know, they threw at him a lot, but he would never fall on the ground or anything. He just turn his back, take it right in the middle of the back, you know, walk to first. Ted Williams, he'd take it, you know, he threw at him. Like Baylor, Don Baylor.
Yeah, he's unbelievable.
He just takes it right in the arm or the shoulder, wherever they threw it. I don't think he'd take one in the ear, but...
So he just turns that body into the ball.
Yep.
Yankees lead this one 2-1 here in the fourth inning. And the count now goes full. 3 balls, 2 strikes to Donnie Hill with 2 men out. Yankees had a game here a few weeks ago. Little Lenny Cicada, who's out now on crutches at the plate. They needed a base runner. He took one right off the kneecap. I mean, that's tough.
Well, Frank Crissetti used to teach wearing a big shirt, you know, like Billy. Guys like that, they'd wear a real big shirt for them, you know, and they'd... Ooh, that looked like a bad pitch.
Let's take another look at it. It is strike 3 call, and let's see if Tommy John had this one in.
I think that ball was outside.
Well, Donnie Hill might have thought so also, but Tommy John will take the strikeout. A 1-2-3 inning through 3.5, 2-1 New York. After the All-Star break, the Yankees will head out of town for a 10-game road trip. The Bronx Bombers return to the stadium on July the 28th to open a 6-game homestand featuring the Kansas City Royals and the Detroit Tigers. The Yankees' next homestand also features 3 special days. On July the 29th, it's going to be baseball and batting helmet day. Watch day is on August 1st, and August 2nd features Hall of Fame Day. Tickets are on sale now at the stadium's advanced ticket windows, which are open 7 days a week from 9 to 5, or through Ticketmaster. For more information, call the Yankee ticket office at area code 212-293-6000. That's 293-6000. Don't miss the fun of Yankee baseball, where traditions are born. Bottom of the 4th inning, Spencer Ross, Mickey Mantle. Hawk Harrelson will be back with us come this Thursday night in Texas. Some nice senior citizens on hand watching this afternoon's ball game. Yesterday was Old Timers Day. And here is Gary Ward. Pop fly, right
Might be a home run, Spencer.
And Calderon makes
He hit that about as good as that leadoff home run.
That was unbelievable Royster shot. Let's get back to what he was saying. The old uniforms. He talked about the heat and the problem with them. But with those old woolens, you could wear them quite baggy and take a lot of pitches.
Oh, yeah. Well, Crosetti used to teach that. He'd have like Billy or Phil Rizzuto or somebody to wear a shirt twice too big for him and let it hang really wide, and if somebody threw a ball on the inside, they just let it hit that shirt. You know, it never hurt. And then a lot of times it won games. You know, you get on and steal second or something, and either that or get hit with an inside pitch.
Ron Hunt.
Load the bases.
Ron Hunt, who held the record before Baylor, came along after that. Hunt was a proponent of that also.
He did that. Eddie, you remember Eddie Yost?
Yeah, Eddie Yost.
He used to do that. He had a great big shirt. I used to think he weighed about 230 pounds. I saw him one day in an all-star game. He was smaller than me.
Saying hello to Grandma. 3 balls, 1 strike. Henry Cotto, whose 2-run home run back in the second inning, gave the Yankees a 2-1 lead. That's still the margin right here as we play the bottom of the 4th inning. That's a fair ball. Cotto's going to get a double. A fan interferes with it.
He looks good hitting, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Jim Morocco.
And Henry has done the job. And 2 big base hits right here. The 2-run homer and the double inside the bag. And a perfect 2 for 2. It was really an emotional day. Let's see, where were we? On the road. When Cotto was sent down just about 3 weeks ago. And, I mean, Henry was really shook. I was up in Toronto.
He's gone.
There goes Cotto to third. He's in.
He didn't have that good a jump either, Spencer.
Running the third base that way is going to keep him from flying back to Columbus.
Talk about feeling bad when you got sent back. In 1951, Casey had to send me back to the minor leagues. And I was
That's Kansas City.
I was yeah, he had to send me back to Kansas City, and he called me in the office. He was crying, I was crying, and we both felt terrible. I mean, that broke my heart.
Oh, sure. It is always tough to feel any kind of rejection.
That would be the toughest thing. If I ever had to manage, that would be the toughest thing I'd ever have to do, is send somebody back to the minors.
Now, Morocco strikes out swinging with a runner at third base. No, he doesn't. It's 1 and 2. We got to chalk that one up with you trying to bunt against Satchel Paige. And Willie forgetting how many outs there were.
He thought they called that other one a strike, too.
And Morocco heading back to the dugout with a count 1 and 2. Two balls, 2 strikes.
Now, he threw that ball pretty hard.
Breaking ball foul back. Henry Cotto down at third base, a 1-out double. He steals third. Yankees lead 2-1. We're playing the bottom of the 4th inning.
You know, Spencer, we're talking about getting hit with a ball. You know, Ron Hunt, who had the record before Baylor, he not only wore a big uniform, but he had a skin diver's outfit on under it, you know, to take the sting out.
Full count.
He'd come out there to get hit, right?
That was his job, yeah. And it was something that he said he really learned how to do. It wasn't something that he... when he got to the big leagues, it was something he perfected. You have to have a certain mental makeup. Strike 3. And that time it is strike 3. You have to have a certain mental makeup to be able to stand in there against that pitch that is coming toward your body.
Rick Cerone.
So 2 men out. It is now up to Rick Cerone. Cerone doubled inside the bag down the first base line in his first at bat. Yankees lead 2-1. We're in the bottom of the 4th. 2 runs, 5 hits for New York. A run on 4 hits for the White Sox. Strike 1. Bannister has pitched well. A 2-run homer to Cotto. A big base hit in this ballgame. Oh, and 2. Just sitting around, hanging out in the bullpen.
Those guys got it made, don't they? Bring a picnic basket down there. I think if I ever died and come back, I'd like to be a pitcher.
You could throw maybe the best knuckleball around inside for a ball. 1 and 2. You ever think of pitching with that knuckle?
No, I was just kidding. That'd be a tough job.
Yeah. You
have
kidding.
a bad day, you got to wait 5 more days before you can redeem yourself. You know, if you're playing, you can the next day you might hit a home run, win a game or something. If you have a bad day pitching, you got to wait a long time before you get to redeem yourself.
When you have too many, there's no redemption, there's demotion.
Yeah, see you later.
Cano leading from third with 2 outs. Inside 2 and 2 to Cerone. And Bannister is keeping the ball in on the hands of the right-handed hitters. We look at Tommy John in the dugout. Three and 2 as he came inside again.
He's not going to give him a good ball to hit this time, I don't think, with Tullison coming up next. I wouldn't.
Cotto down at third. Fouled away. Rick Cerone back for a second tour of duty with the Yankees. Takes this one foul. That pitch looked like ball 4.
Yeah, but you're afraid to take it, you know. He's called a couple of guys out on balls on that outside part of the plate, or further out, really.
Royster at third base. Cerone retired. So are the Yankees here in the bottom half of the 4th inning. No runs, a base hit. Cotto is left stranded at third base, and through 4, it's still the Yankees 2, the White Sox 1. Well, the kids at the ballpark having themselves a good time as we go to the 5th inning. And I guess everybody at the ballpark is a kid.
Nah, that's what it's all about, isn't it? America.
Take your shirt off, relax, hide that bottle.
That is nice.
2-1, Yankees lead it as we go to the 5th inning. And Tommy John will face Ken Williams, Ozzie Guillen, and Jerry Royster.
You know, every once in a while people say, do you ever go out and watch the Cowboys or the Rangers play there in Dallas? You know, one time when the Rangers was playing the Yankees, Bobby Mercer's playing center field. So me and Merlin was going to go out. My wife, Merlin, was going to go out and sit in the center field bleachers and get on Bobby. It was Little League night. There was 9,000 Little Leaguers in the center field. And I was sitting, it was like a card show. I sat there and signed autographs for about an hour and a half. Finally, I had to leave. I never did get to yell at Bobby.
Hey, Bobby can take it, too. Bob, wonderful man.
Yeah.
Enjoy working with him.
Okie.
Yeah, he's Hokie. Proud of him. No balls, 2 strikes to Ken Williams, who singled back in the second inning to snap a personal 0 for 15 streak. Back into the upper deck. Count remains 0-2. Amazing thing is you could walk down a street and find a baseball lying in the street, and it's just a baseball. That same person. You catch a baseball here at the ballpark.
Oh,
it's
big deal. You know, you'd be surprised how many people come up with baseballs and have you to sign them. That have, you know, it's a prize.
Oh, yeah.
My dad went to Tulsa one time to see an exhibition game against the Tulsa Oilers against the St. Louis Cardinals. Dizzy Dean was pitching, and he got a foul ball. I mean, it was the biggest thing that ever happened to him.
Pitch up high for a ball. When you started playing, if you sent him home a ball, it wouldn't have meant the same thing.
No. He caught that ball there. And,
high into the air, left center field, way back. Henderson in the warning track, looking up and putting it away. Not far from the spot that Carlton Fisk nearly took one out earlier in the ballgame.
that's the farthest part of the park right there, isn't it?
411.
Right to the left of that 411 sign. That's got to be about 420 maybe.
Where's Ricky? There he is.
He didn't get to snatch that one.
No, no time. Well, Williams was just with a long out for the first out.
Yeah, it would have been a home run almost anywhere.
Here's Guillen.
How about Joe D? When he played here, he had, at that same spot, he had to hit it 460 feet. Out of everybody I know, I feel more sorry for him having to play in this park than anybody.
What did he get? 361, I believe, in his career. And there's Randolph. That was a tough hot. He stayed with us. Guillen retired. But if you put Joe D in any other ballpark, of course, that great story about the Red Sox and Yankee people getting together.
Trade Williams for DiMaggio.
Yeah.
But you know what? I heard Ted Williams on an interview one time say that he would rather have played in Fenway than here. He said at Fenway, at least they pitched to him. You know, when he goes someplace else like Detroit or here, they wouldn't pitch to him. He said at least up there he could look for a good ball to hit every once in a while.
And he could take it occasionally off that green monster and had a lot of room to stroke the ball in right field.
Man, when he hit the ball good, it didn't matter anyway.
Yeah, that's right.
I mean, he hit it 420 or 430. That'll make it out of most ballparks.
It's so smooth. 2-0 to Royster, and the count now 2 balls, 1 strike. When you speak of the great hitters, Williams, DiMaggio, Musial. For some reason, Musial, despite the fact that his numbers were as great as any of them, kind of gets shunted back a little when the great names are mentioned. I can't figure it out.
No, me either. He was my first idol.
Morocco cuts that one off nicely and makes an easy play out of it to retire Royster. As the White Sox go down 1-2-3, Tommy John getting into a nice groove now. He has retired 7 in a row, and we've come halfway through 4.5. 2-1 New York. Starting here at Yankee Yankee Stadium. Yankees lead at 2-1, and while we have a moment, let's check out the rest of the scoreboard. Toronto on a 2-run home run by Lloyd Mosby, his 14th of the year, leading Kansas City 2-0. Through 4, Mark Gubicza against Jim Clancy. Clancy going for his 10th win of the year. Joe Niekro on the mound for Minnesota against Dave Schmidt for Baltimore. They're scoreless after 1 inning of play. Frank Tanana against Mike Witt, as Witt goes for number 11, Tanana number 9. Detroit playing at California, Milwaukee at Oakland, the Avies against Ontiveros. Boston plays at Seattle, Nipper against Guterman. Guterman, since coming back from the minors, now 7-1, and Cleveland plays at Texas. That's a night game. Kenny Schramm against Mike Loyne. Right here, Yankees leading it by a score of 2-1 as we go to the bottom half of the 5th inning. And Wayne Thomason will lead it off. Thomason struck out swinging in his first at bat. 54th time this year Wayne has K'd. Yankees leading 2-1. Spencer Ross along with Mickey Mantle. And the first pitch in for a strike. One ball, one strike. We talk about certain people and certain individuals, and we talk about Floyd Bannister being the kind of pitcher he is, and every time you see him, he seems to give you good ball games. And he's doing it again, and he's on the short end, at least at this stage. There's a strike, 1-2.
He made one mistake so far, and it's got him behind 2-1. I'll guarantee you one thing. There's a lot of teams who would like to have Floyd Bannister. If he wants to come here, I think if it's not too expensive or you have to give up too many people, I think they'd take him.
1 ball, 2 strikes. There's no doubt. It's not a secret. It's not saying anything that's on the confidential list. Just seem to get shook up on that. That's not what I'm talking about, though. The Yankees would gladly welcome a good starting pitcher to help take them through the second half of the season.
Good left-hander, too.
And that ball skipped up and nearly brought his voice level up a couple of octaves. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Thomason goes down swinging for a second time. 3rd strikeout for Bannister. That breaking ball low and inside. The Yankee pitching started off very strong, surprisingly strong. The middle relief has been a real positive factor. Dave Righetti really has not gotten back to the Righetti form of last season. Although still with 17 saves, that's a pretty handsome number. Pitch inside for a ball. But Righetti himself, admittedly, he's not in the same kind of groove he was last year. But I'll tell you, if Ron Guidry can give the Yankees the kind of ball games, this one down the line left field, will it stay fair? That's foul ball. If Guidry can keep giving the Yankees ball games like he did yesterday and over his last 4 or 5 starts, he's going to get a lot of W's.
You gotta think about too that Mattingly and Henderson's been out, Guidry's been out for the first half of the year. They still got, come back from it looked like disaster. Now they're in the driver's seat. I read in the paper the other day the Yankees have never lost when they was 5 games ahead at this same time of the year, in July. I gotta believe that I'd like to be where they're at. I don't think anybody can beat them now.
Better be up than down. Pitch on the inside corner for a strike, 2-2. Henderson's healthy now. Mattingly's healthy now.
Winfield did a great job carrying the team. All those guys were all out.
Extraordinary. Really. He had a point of one man who really picked up the slack. Willie Randolph all year has done the job, but particularly with the 2 big guns, the howitzers on the sidelines. This gentleman being one of them. Winfield picked up all that heavy machinery himself and did a lot of heavy toting.
Washington?
Yeah, Claudel.
Did really great through that period.
Royster, fair ball. And a rifle throw to first base gets Ricky Henderson for the second out here in the fifth. Yankees lead 2-1. Royster's been kept busy in this series. 2 men are out. That's his 4th chance today at third base. And here's Willie Randolph. Guillen robbed him in the first inning with a leap to his right to take a base hit away from him, and then Willie bounced into a force play. Takes ball 1. Ricky Henderson. Well, he can't wait to get in that plane and head for Oakland. He's gone back home for an All-Star game.
He's probably got a reservation on the 4:30 flight.
This is smoked left center field. On the run, it'll get by. Gary Reedus go to the wall. Randolph is going to go for 3.
Oh.
No, he'll hold on.
Well, 2 outs. That's smart. You don't want to. You're just as well off on second base as you are third, unless there's a wild pitch, you know. Got Mattingly coming up. If there's nobody out or 1 out, I might try it. But on this situation here, you might as well stay on second.
Reedus looked like he had a shot at this. Now watch the ball.
Yeah, I think he might have misjudged that a little bit, Spencer. He was running straight to center field instead of kind of back a little bit. The ball's carrying good in that line today, right there. Well, when Henry Cotto hit that ball, I didn't think it was going to be that far. They said it was a 440-foot home run. I thought it was just going to about make the warning track.
Turns out to be the longest of the year for the Yankees. Here's Mattingly taking ball 1. He popped to short and took a base on ball. Been a good series for Mattingly. Came into this ball game hitting at 336, now at 335. Good breaking ball for a strike, 1-1. Yankees 2, White Sox 1. Bottom half of the 5th inning. 2 runs, 6 hits for the Yankees. A run, 4 hits for Chicago. Chicago is not going to beat you with their bats, but they've gotten some good pitching in this series. Strike 2. White Sox as a team hitting only 245. That's last in the American League. Bat goes flying, and he strikes out swinging. You don't see that happen very often.
That's the first time I've ever seen it.
And he is upset. I think he was upset at that curveball strike earlier.
The first pitch that they called strike on him, he was upset.
So the Yankees go down here in the 5th. It's still 2 on New York. We're going here at the stadium. Don Mattingly, a strikeout victim, to retire the side in the bottom of the 5th. Let's watch the sequence. Strike 1, 2, and 3, Mickey.
Well, this is the one that made him mad, I think. I think that really upset him because you never see him back out of the batter's box. You know, he took about 2 or 3 minutes there. That ball looked like it was outside. Well, that was a good pitch to hit there. It's a breaking ball right down the middle of the plate. And that might have made him mad, too. Because he figures he should have hit that one. Oh, there's no way. That ball was a terrible pitch to swing. He never swings at a ball like that. So that just shows you what can get in your head, you know. He's thinking about the first 2 pitches when he swung at that last one.
Yeah, even a Don Mattingly get a little frustrated sometimes.
Yeah. Stan Musial, Ted Williams, everybody.
Never Mickey Mantle.
No, I struck out once, remember? Here's
the first pitch to Reedus. Strike 1. That's all part of the home run hitter's game, though.
When I retired, I had the record. I was 1,710 of those. Now I'm 8. I'm happy to say.
Henry Cotto in center field, and Gary Ritas is retired. Ritas now 0 for 3. And Tommy John has gotten himself into a groove. He has retired 8 in a row. That fly ball to center field, let's see, that's 3, 4, 5. 5 of the first 16 outs have been recorded by outfielders. I've seen John go ball games in which only 2 or 3 fly balls are hit.
Yeah, most of the time Tommy throws ground balls.
Harold Baines, he grounded out once and doubled inside the bag at third. 1 ball, make it 2 balls, no strikes now. This is the dangerous man in the Chicago White Sox batting order. The man who, with one swing, you fear most. Strike 1. He's just a quiet guy. Doesn't make much noise, just goes out and plays baseball. Well, Lee Randolph at second base, gliding over, 2-men out.
What's Tommy John, 44 years old?
44, I think it was just 45.
Right fielder.
I don't want to make Tommy any older than he is.
Really something, I'm telling you. I played against him. I haven't played
That's
for
really something.
I haven't played for 20 years, and I played against Tommy John. How long has he been pitching? Like 24 years or something?
Yeah, something like that. Let's see, Tommy John broke it in 1961 in Dubuque. Broke into the big leagues in 63 with Cleveland.
26 years, right?
Broke into...
Phil would say, holy cow.
Holy cow. Tommy, 44 years of age. He was 44 back on May the 22nd. See, you hit against Tommy in 63? He was with Cleveland, or
61, 62, 63. I played until 68, so I must have hit against him quite a bit.
well, he went, yeah,
He was with the White Sox.
yeah, he was with the White Sox right through 70. 71, actually. He was traded to the Dodgers. But he threw with a little more heat back then, didn't he, before the arm went?
Yeah, he had, well, he throws just about as good as he did.
Tommy says he can get the fastball up about 83 miles an hour.
Yeah. He wasn't a Herb scorer, but he could throw pretty good in those days.
But he's also got a 13-year-old arm. Following that operation.
He's bringing his family out to Texas. You and Neil have to get together.
A great family. Strike 3 called on the inside corner. Calderon doesn't like that call, but the side retired, and we'll take another look at this pitch right here.
Ball, it's like a breaking ball, a slider or something.
That cut fastball at Tommy runs in the hand. Strike 3, side retired, a 1-2-3 inning.
Like a pretty good pitch.
Bottom of the 6th. 2-1 New York. Back here at Yankee Stadium with the Yankees leading at 2-1 going to the bottom of the 6th. Let's check out the National League scoreboard right now. The Mets playing in Houston, leading the Astros 1-0. Going to the 3rd, Darling against Neppert. Atlanta with a 2-0 lead over the Philadelphia Phillies. That game has gone through 3 innings. Ruffin against O'Neill. Montreal has taken a 1-0 lead over Cincinnati through 2.5. Sabra against Hoffman in that one. San Diego playing at Pittsburgh. Pirates lead at 3-1, playing the bottom of the 5th. Bobby Bonilla, the former Chicago White Soxer, with his 7th home run of the season for Pittsburgh. Eric Shaw on the mound for San Diego. St. Louis leads San Francisco 1-0 going to the bottom of the 3rd. Ricky Horton against Atlee Hamaker. And the Dodgers are at Chicago. Welch against Lancaster. And that ball game now scoreless in the 2nd inning. Right here, Yankees leading in the ball game by a score of 2-1 on a 2-run home run off the bat of Henry Cotto. And bring out the umbrellas to keep away the sunshine. But I'll tell you, we didn't have much sunshine earlier. We just had a heavy overhead, ugly haze is what we had.
It was a funny feeling, wasn't it? Really? I mean, it's clear now compared to when we first started.
I'll tell you, the visibility this morning as Whitfield fouls the first pitch off. As I said earlier, Mick, when I came across the George Washington Bridge, midway across the bridge, you could not see the Manhattan skyline. That's how poor the visibility was.
You know, me and Merlin are staying in the Palace Hotel. We're on the 45th floor. You
Yeah.
couldn't see the ground this morning
I
for
believe it.
some kind of a haze or something.
Down low, ball 1-1-1. Yankees 2, White Sox 1.
I don't know if there was a haze or that was that old timers party last night. I couldn't see the ground.
3-1. Winfield in the ball game, 0 for 2. Bounced into a double play, 15th ground ball double play he has bounced into. This one up the middle, Guillen.
Yeah.
He tried to make that short hop stop. That is a tough play to make. It's a base hit for Winfield.
I don't think he knows I'm here today.
Winfield?
Yeah, we're going to have to send a message down there and say, hey, Mick's here. Hit one.
You know, Mercer just walked in the booth. We went, for a moment, we had two of the all-time great shortstops in big league history. Mercer and Mantle. Bobby said the only reason they took him off shortstop is the folks who were playing for those box seats right behind the dugout demanded he be taken out of that position before he killed one of them.
I made like 70 errors, 77 errors or something like that down at Joplin, and about half of them was thrown over first base. They had to put a screen wire fence up behind first base so people could sit there. I had a good arm, but it was very inaccurate.
Erratic.
Very erratic.
No balls, one strike.
Billy used to say that Joe Collins had the shortest arms anybody ever saw when he was playing first base.
Always seems that way to an infield.
Yeah.
Huh? Joe Collins. Let's see, it was Collins and Skowron that time. Collins, a left-handed hitter. Casey really
hitter.
started the platooning.
He was one of the best pull hitters I've ever seen. He and Yogi. They could hit a ball down that. They could hit a ball right in the middle of the dugout anytime. Whenever they is up, everybody's always alert in the dugout. Sometimes it looked like they hit it right over their shoulders.
And there aren't too many left-handed hitters who can pull a ball into the Yankee dugout. That's tough.
I don't think I ever did. Roger could. Roger could pull a ball down that line.
Two balls, one strike. Yankees lead the White Sox 2-1. We've got a pitcher's duel here this afternoon. Henry Carlos.
Gary's looking down at Mike Ferreira. This would be a good ball to hit and run on right here. Winfield's pretty fast. He could steal it if he misses it. That's what they're thinking, right? Running back.
Field.
There was a hit and run.
And
Good
Royster draws it away. Charge the error to Jerry Royster. Well, you saw Winfield taking off there, and Royster with plenty of time.
You got to block that ball.
Yeah, that was definitely catchable.
You got to give up first base and go and block that ball. Keep the runner from going from second to third. I wasn't that good a first baseman, but I knew that.
First and third for the Yankees. Still nobody out, and Henry Cotto will step in. Henry's had a perfect afternoon. His two-run home run in the second inning gave the Yankees a 2-0 lead. Then he doubled inside the bag in the fourth and stole third base, but was left stranded. So Ward on at first, Winfield on at third.
This wouldn't be a bad time to squeeze. You know that?
But nobody out, huh?
Yeah.
Okay, let's see. Inside for a ball.
Except Cotto hit a home run and got another good base hit. He's kind of hot right now. But really, I mean, you know, if you don't score the guy, you still got a man on second base in scoring position, you know. Give you a insurance run.
Royster playing back deep at third. And Cotto just nubs one.
Boy, he hit that right on the fist. That had to hurt.
Yeah, he feels it.
Make my hand hurt.
Only worse to be about 45 degrees out. That
Yeah,
was really
it's cold, yeah. Or first time up in spring training.
Ooh.
I used to hate that.
1 ball, 1 strike. Bannister in a jam, not entirely of his own making. Yankees lead 2-1, first and third. Down low. Now, one of the keys to the Yankees' success this year, their ability to take advantage of the opponent's mistakes, the opportunistic situation. Yesterday, the Yankees were not able to take advantage of it. And it really kind of started early in yesterday's ball game when Henderson reached on an error by Donnie Hill and went to second and couldn't score. And then the bases loaded situation. So another opportunity. They'll score here. Deep to left field. Off the base of the wall. Winfield scores. Ward is digging for the plate. Here comes the throw. He could be out. Dropped by Fisk. And down to third goes Cotto. And the Yankees lead it 4-1.
Well, that last run you can chalk up to Fisk.
They had Gary Wood.
They had him. Tell you, he's swinging a hot bat right now. Cotto, that's 3 balls. He's hit right on the nose. This is a good relay. That's kind of a hard ball to handle. But actually, a Major League Baseball player should catch that ball. I mean,
That's a double for Cotto. 2 RBIs, third on the throw.
A double for Cotto.
that turned out a lot better than squeeze, huh?
Yeah.
That's the reason.
You always wanted to be a manager.
Yeah, that's the reason Pinella's manager and I'm sitting up here.
4-1, Yankees lead it now. Jeff Morocco takes ball 1. The youngster has bounced to short. He is struck out. Ball gets away from Fisk, but fortunately for him down the third baseline, and Cotto unable to advance. So Henry Cotto with 4 RBIs this afternoon.
Comes Bosman.
Dick Bosman out to the mound. Activity in the bullpen. Jimmy Wynn, the big right-hander who pitched yesterday. Bannister just running into trouble here. A base hit by Winfield, but the error by Gary Wood compounded the problem. Suddenly there were runners at first and third with nobody out. And then a double by Cotto and a 4-1 New York lead. Still nobody out. Bannister has walked only 1. There's the tail of this ball game. 4-1 New York. Strike 1, 3-1. At Toronto, Danny Tarnable has just smacked a 2-run home run. George Brett was aboard. Kansas City is now tied. The Blue Jays are 2-2. Pitch foul right off Moronco's foot. So the Yankees will come into play today leading by 3, looking for a win. And if Kansas City could gain the lead and beat the Blue Jays, the Yankee lead could be 4 heading to this All-Star break. And that might make Lou Piniella smile a little.
Yeah. I saw Lou Piniella just now call Rick Cerrone over to the dugout. If Moronco walks, I wouldn't be surprised if he does try a squeeze play. I think that's probably what he called him back. No, he didn't. He popped it up.
Well, Moronco pops it up. Walker coming over, and he makes the catch. So Moronco retired for the first out. Cotto remains at third. And let's just wait and see. White Sox will draw the infield in. They can ill afford to give up any more. Cerrone doubled inside the bag in his first at bat and bounced out to third, so he's 1 for 2. There you see the infield drawn in. The squeeze it on, and the ball is bunted down the third baseline. What a beauty! Suicide squeeze time, executed perfectly by Rick Cerrone. And you called him, Vic.
Well, I saw Piniella call Cerrone over while he was hitting. I think he was going to do that anyway, even if Moronco had a walk, which I think he was wanting. He was wanting men on first and third. Really, that was a heck of a pitch that he bunted there. That was a good play by Cerrone. That's a hard ball to bunt. That low inside heat. Good play. That's a big run there.
There's the Yankees a 4-run lead. 5-1. 2 men out, and here's Tollison. That's the first time this year the Yankees have pulled off a squeeze. Center field and deep. Williams was playing shallow, but he retreats to grab Tollison's long fly ball, and the side retired. But Henry Cotto goes to work again here in the 6th inning as the Yankees put 2 more on the board. Scott making 3 more on the board. 2 runs for the Yankees, 2 base hits, 1 Chicago error. 5-1 New York through 6. Top of the 7th inning here at the stadium. Spencer Ross, along with Mickey Mantle, Yankees lead it by a score of 5-1. And Tommy John has been given a bit of a cushion right here as the Yankees fan with a little nice Yankee umbrella.
Like an umbrella, yeah. Could have one of those on my golf bag.
The big NY sign. Greg Walker will lead it off. Tommy John's retired 10 in a row now. Walker has struck out in both his at-bats. TJ has struck out 4. He has given up only 4 base hits. The last one, a 2-out double by Baines in the 3rd. One ball, 1 strike.
Tommy got a good sinker today.
Very good sinker.
That ball there really looked like a split-fingered fastball, didn't it?
Bottom just
See that
fell out
ball
again.
sink? Unbelievable. How come nobody yells at him, like, look at the ball or something? Look at this. That ball really goes down.
And TJ ahead of Greg Walker, 1-2. He got him again.
He looked back at him like he's thinking something, didn't he?
That same sinker.
The best you could do with that ball is hit a ground ball, right?
That's what TJ would like.
I don't think he threw Walker a strike that whole time at bat then.
That's not been another one of the secrets of Tommy John's success.
Yeah, just barely.
Just close
Barely
enough that you
bowled.
got to swing.
Yeah.
But he makes you hit his pitch. Carlton Fisk, 0 for 2. Went deep to left field in his first at bat. Henderson pulled it down. They say you hit against Tommy John. You remember what kind of success you might have had against him?
I don't remember. I don't remember hitting any long ones off of him. But at least I was hitting. It was probably. I don't think either one of us would probably be embarrassed.
Top of the 7th inning. Yankees with a 5-1 lead, trying to wind up with a split in this 4-game series against the White Sox. And the pitch has popped up. Morocco with Tollison alongside. Morocco retreats. Tollison makes the catch. Always an easier play for the shortstop who can kind of come around the ball.
The shortstop should be the guy that takes everything he can get. Or the second baseman. It's usually easier for those two guys than it is the other one. In the outfield, the center fielder should be the captain.
So 2 men out. 12 in a row now for John. And Donnie Hill lined to third and took the call third strike. Strike 1. The line drive to the third baseman, Morocco. He had a dive to his right to take the base hit away from Hill.
Tommy has had really excellent control today. He hasn't made any bad pitches. That first home run was just like a fluke.
It was a fluke. It was kind of like one of the old Polo Grounds home runs. It was 257 down the line.
That looked like a Dusty Rhodes home run.
That's right. In the 54 series. What sticks out in my mind about those Dusty Rhodes home runs in the 54 series against the Indians was Bobby Avila, the Indian shortstop, up against the right field wall waiting for the ball to come down. As he retreated back for what he thought was a pop-up. And that upper deck came out about 20 feet. And the ball hit off the upper deck. 2-2. Tommy John pitching 4-hit ball into the 7th inning. And the Yankees leading it 5-1. Base set. Donnie Hill's had a good series, and that base set extends his hitting streak to 5. He had the game-winning RBI yesterday, and that puts an end to Tommy John's streak of 12 in a row.
Isn't Donnie Hill the one that can throw right or left-handed, either one? I mean, he's ambidextrous or something, right?
The only guy I know is that pitcher for Texas, Greg Harris.
I think Donnie Hill.
Donnie Hill's ambidextrous?
I remember I was with y'all on the Western Swing last year, and somebody was saying that Donnie Hill can throw the ball right-handed and left-handed, and one way as good as the other. A lot of people ask me, you know, could you hit a golf ball left-handed, or can you right left-handed? I can't do anything left-handed. You know, you see guys play basketball that can shoot left-handed and right-handed both. I can't do anything left-handed except strike out.
Hit a few home runs. 1-1 the count to Ken Williams. Lee Mazzilli was and is pretty ambidextrous. There's a strike, 1-2.
That's a pretty good changeup. He could have got ready and swung at that one again.
Billy did that yesterday in his at-bat in the Old Timers days.
Look at this.
Woo, way out in front. Bounce foul. That Old Timers
harder inside.
That Old Timers game yesterday. Billy kind of
Billy
ran
walked up on Ditmar.
Yeah. 1-2 to Williams with Donnie Hill leading away. Williams in his last at bat sent Henderson back to the warning track in left field, and he smacks this one foul. Yankees 5 runs, 8 hits, no errors. The White Sox a run, 5 hits, 1 error. And the error resulting in a couple of unearned Yankee runs. It's been a big afternoon for Henry Cotto, the Yankee center fielder, a 2-run homer, a 2-run double. This one up the gap, left center field. That'll be a base hit. That'll score a run. Donnie Hill around third will come in to score. Williams is thinking for third. The throw comes into Tollison, and Williams in with an easy stand-up triple. And the White Sox with back-to-back base hits. Ken Williams with his first triple of the year. And Chicago has narrowed the gap now to 5-2. And we're going to get a hurried call to the Yankee bullpen. Tommy got that one up?
I just got through saying a little bit ago he hasn't made any mistakes. That was a bad pitch there.
And with 2 men out, Donnie Hill running. Scores easily. So we've got a 5-2 ball game. Now with the All-Star break coming up. And Rick Rhodes not selected. Much to his chagrin.
Use everybody today.
Yeah.
Just like the last game of the year, you know. I think Rick Rhoden just swallowed some tobacco. Tommy John.
Ozzie Guillen at the plate. He's bounced to Randolph twice, so he's 0 for 2. You see the numbers for the series. It's been a good one for the Venezuelan shortstop. But here's a pop-up right to Randolph, side retired. But the White Sox put one on the board. A run, a couple of base hits. They leave one through 6.5, 5-2 Yankees.
The car carrier.
At the last of the first of the 9th inning.
Well, Wednesday at 7:30. Don't miss the Yankees curtain call game. A great matchup from earlier this year that you, the fan, voted to see. That's the Yankees curtain call game. Wednesday at 7:30, only on Sports Channel. And on Thursday at 7:30, the Yankees will take on the Texas Rangers on Sports Channel Plus. Don't miss all the action. Only on Sports Channel, the official channel of the New York fan. We're going to the bottom of the 7th inning. Yankees leading it by a score of 5-2. We've got a new pitcher in the ball game for the Chicago White Sox. Jimmy Wynn, who came on yesterday, will replace Floyd Bannister, who went the first 6 innings, gave up 5 runs, 8 hits, walked 1, struck out 4. And the right-hander Jimmy Wynn will come on, with the Yankees holding on to a 5-2 lead. We got a visitor in the booth here. I was saying a little earlier, Bobby Mercer, when you walked in, then you walked out. I was saying it was really a pleasure to have 2 of the greatest shortstops who ever played the game in the same booth with me.
Spencer, you're one of the smartest broadcasters and observers I think I've ever seen in my life. I wanted to play shortstop yesterday, but Ralph said he thought I'd be best in the outfield.
Well, we figured out why, because there were too many fans sitting behind.
You know, when Ralph
dugout.
put me in the outfield, he came to me one day and he says, Bobby, tomorrow you take some fly balls out of the outfield. I said, what for? He says, because I'm going to get you so far out there, I hope they never hit you a ball.
You know,
and he accomplished that, too.
That first ball that fell in there yesterday, I could have had it.
Yeah.
I like the pitch catfish through you, the first one.
Yeah,
that
Cat, he was throwing those lollipops to those guys, and all of a sudden he buzzed about a 90-mile-an-hour fastball in there. That really stunned me, too.
Hey, Bobby, nice to see you. Thanks for dropping by. Bobby Mercer, good friend and just good man to have around this ball club. And Bobby came in for a couple of reasons. And, of course, everybody really interested. Pitch to Henderson, foul to the right side. Hawk Harrelson's going to be back with us on Thursday. And Bobby wanted to know if Hawk's okay. Hawk's fine. Just underwent a couple of tests, and everything just kind of hunky-dory. And we're looking forward to seeing Ken Harrelson on Thursday. Yankees leading in the ball game 5-2. Ricky Henderson pitched down low and inside for a ball. Henderson 1 for 3. A 5 for a ball. So another pretty good ball game turned in by Bannister. 5 runs, 3 of them were earned. But he stands to come out on the losing end once again. It would drop his record to 4-8. Here's Guillen at shortstop. So he's smooth. 1 man out.
He's right. There's no reason that 2 or 3 guys should have got more votes than he did. He is pretty good. The first day here, he got 5 hits.
Yeah. But he's got a good sense of humor about it. He's having so much fun playing the game.
That's why I like it. You know, I like to see a guy that's having fun playing. I hate these guys coming out. You know, Ernie Banks, I used to love him. Hey, it's a great game. Great day. Let's play 2 today.
Let's play
you know?
2.
So that one day down in Houston and passed out. It was so hot. He didn't get to play the second game.
Oh, outdoors in Houston, boy, that must have been something.
Terrible.
Huh? That's worse than Arlington. Willie Randolph takes outside for a ball. If you folks are not familiar with that part of the country, like we say, it gets real warm in Arlington and the Dallas area, but in the Houston area,
those
like
mosquitoes down there too. You know, and there's 2. Somebody said one time 2 mosquitoes flew up there by him, and one of them said, "You want to eat him here or carry him off?"
Randolph retired on the easy ground ball. 2 men out. In the bottom of the 7th inning. And Don Mattingly will step in. Mattingly's 0 for 2. Popped to short, walked, struck out swinging, and really appeared to be very upset in his last at bat with a curveball that he felt was outside. And then,
can you imagine if I'd have got that upset when I struck out?
oh, you would have broken down.
He only does that once a year. I used to like 100 times a year, you know. 1,710 times I had to carry that wood back to the dugout.
As we once
I'm
figured
8th
out,
on the list now, though. I'm really proud of that. When I quit, I was number 1. Now I'm 8th.
This guy's passing you all the time.
Yeah, Reggie's like almost 1,000 past me.
There's some talk that, you know, Reggie's got that flair for the dramatic. There could be an announcement in Oakland where Reggie started his big league career over the All-Star break. Reggie might try and steal some of the thunder from the All-Star game by announcing his retirement. Mattingly swinging and missing. 2-2.
I think he was thinking probably, Spencer, he was probably thinking about that a month ago, but he's had a pretty good month. You know, he's hit about 7 or 8 home runs, driven in some runs. Well, you get that, you know, you get kind of up in there, you know, you're used to helping a team, and all of a sudden you don't feel like you're producing, you know, that's the first thing you think about. Hey, maybe I've had it, you know. Then you get hot for a couple of weeks, and you think, well, maybe I can play a couple more years, you know.
I'll tell you one guy out there, another one of the graybeard crew, so to speak, Don Sutton. Beginning of the year looked like it was all over for him. He's really turned it around.
He pitched a 3-hitter the other day, or a 4-hitter, something. Pitched a great game.
They're getting some good pitching from Jerry Royce. Greg Minton, who ballooned up to about 240 pounds last year, is coming out of the bullpen now for California. They're up over 500. Mattingly strokes this one deep to right. Oh, yes. Goodbye, home run. Number 14 for Mattingly. His 6th in his last 6 ball games.
He really is something.
Just quickly, and it's gone. Another Nestle's crutch.
I saw where he said he had quit trusting his hands. Now he trusts his hands again. You know, he felt like he had to lunge or something to hit the ball hard. Now he's got it back into his mind that he can just wait till the ball gets there and flex those wrists, you know, and he does have some kind of set of arms and wrists.
You know, back early part of the year, if you watch Mattingly now when he's in a groove, as Winfield takes outside for a ball, he would let called strikes come in by just kind of turning his shoulder and watching the ball into the glove when he's going right. But earlier in the year, he was kind of lunging. There's a strike to Winfield, 1-1. Winfield 1 for 3.
I never will forget one time I come back to the dugout. I struck out about 3 straight times. I come back and Whitey was sitting there. I sit down by Whitey, you know, I'm feeling bad. I said, Slick, what am I doing wrong? He said, I think you're shutting your eyes just before you lunge.
He had an answer for everything.
Yeah,
huh?
both of them.
New
Both
York,
of them you're not supposed to do, right?
that New York wise guy kid, huh? It was nice to see him yesterday. Whitey Ford. It's always a pleasure to be around.
We had about 10 guys come up here, a reunion from our fantasy camp.
Uh-huh.
One guy come
Now,
all
what's
the
that
way
in
from
November
Seattle.
again, right? November?
Yeah, first 2 weeks in November.
Where do you tell the folks where you're running?
It's at Fort Lauderdale, where the Yankees
Yeah.
train, Fort Lauderdale Stadium. It's a Yankee fantasy, Mickey and Whitey fantasy camp. It's the first 2 weeks in November.
Where can they get information?
Well, the first, I
This
think
was
the
completely unsolicited, but since we've gotten into it, tell the folks
Okay.
where they can get information on the
Okay, you just call New York. It's 212-382-1660.
382-1660. Okay. 16, that's Whitey's number.
Yeah, hey, we don't have any 7s in there. I said, how come we don't have any 6? He said, well, 1 and 6 is 7.
Okay, 2 balls, 2 strikes to Winfield. And that's in November. Jim Wynn on in relief for Floyd Bannister. Yankees leading the ball game by a score of 6-2. Donnie Hill at second base will have plenty of time to retire Dave Winfield. But the Yankees add another run here in the bottom half of the 7th inning on home run number 14 off the bat of Don Mattingly. And through 7, it's the Yankees 6, Chicago 2. The scoreboard, first of all, in the American League, Kansas City and Toronto are tied at 2-2. Steve Farr's come out in the 7th inning, though, for Kansas City, with Toronto still batting. And the Blue Jays may have something going there. Mosby with a homer for Toronto. Tartable, a 2-run shot for Kansas City. Clancy's been in there all the way for Toronto. Baltimore leading Minnesota 5-0 through 4. Mike Young, a couple of homers. Murray's hit one. Schmidt against Negro. Detroit at California. Tonight against Witt. Milwaukee at Oakland. Boston at Seattle. And under the lights in Texas and Arlington, it'll be Cleveland against the Rangers. Schramm against Loy. Over in the National League, bottom of the 4th inning. Mets behind Ron Darling lead Houston by a score of 2-0. Atlanta gets 4 in the bottom half of the 5th inning. And the Braves are now leading the Philadelphia Phillies by a score of 6-2. Montreal 3 and Cincinnati 2 playing the bottom of the 6th at Cincinnati. It's Pittsburgh out in front of San Diego 3-2 on a Bobby Bonilla home run through 6 innings of play. St. Louis leads San Francisco 2-0 in the bottom of the 5th. Ricky Horton working on the shutout. And the Dodgers have put 2 more on the board in the 4th inning to lead the Cubs by a score of 3-0. Welch against Lancaster, Shelby, and Hatcher with home runs for Los Angeles. As we go to the 8th inning here at the stadium, Rick Rhoden will come on in relief of Tommy John, who gave the Yankees 7 good innings, gave up 6 base hits, 1 run. He did not walk a batter, and he struck out 5. Rhoden making his first relief appearance since 1983. Comes into the game with an 11-5 record and an ERA of 3.76, and he faces the top of the order on Jerry Royster. Yankees have not had a complete game since May the 10th. And there's a swing and strike.
Well, I don't think anybody could say that Tommy John didn't pitch a good game. I'm sure that he could keep on, but, you know, with the All-Star game coming up and everything, he probably has thrown close to 100 pitches, and he's 44 years old, 45. I don't know what you say.
44.
44? He's almost 45, right?
No, well, we're all almost to that next year. The older we get, you know, it's always closer to the next year once we hit the birthday.
Anyway, what I'm saying is he could still be pitching if they wanted him to. But with the All-Star break coming up, bring in a fresh guy, you know, and let him work on him.
But another good effort from Tommy John. If you take a look at the entire Yankee pitching staff, he has to be the man who, as Royster pops this one foul, he popped one foul in his first at bat down the right field line, and the wind kind of carried it back, and it hit off the foul pole for a home run. One of the 2 runs that Tommy John surrendered. Tommy John, who had not had a decision in his last 3 outings. And that's ball 4 as Roden walks Royster.
Well, that's a bad sign there.
You've got a 4-run lead. You do not want to put the leadoff runner
ninth inning.
Gary Ritas will step in.
I'd rather see a guy hit a home run than walk.
Let him put the ball into play. That's fouled down the right field line. Strike 1. Gary Ritas has had a tough time of it in this series. He's 0 for 3 this afternoon. He's now 6 for his last 42, and his batting average has dropped down to .214. Roden was upset when he was not named to the American League All-Star team despite his 11 victories.
Well, you know, he has one of those clauses like it's $25,000 to him, you know. I would be upset too, probably. He's had a pretty good year, really. I mean, he has how about Clemens?
Clemens, well, that's...
Yeah, his manager. He lost $300,000.
I don't blame McNamara for backing off. I mean, that's a tough...
What he did, I think, was pretty smart. He let Bobby Brown be the GOAT.
I'll tell you one thing, though, Mick. If Roger Clemens were 11 and 5,
oh, it'd be tough to leave him. Well,
he would have been in the All-Star.
He's not doing that good, right? He hasn't really been doing that good this year. I don't think he's got any gripe, to tell you the truth.
He's had those 2 ball games, the one against the Yankees where he blew the 9-0 lead, and then following it up last week where he blew the 7-0 lead in the 7th. He wins those 2. I think McNamara picked him. Strike 3 as Ritas goes down.
This guy right here, this time at bat, means a lot in this ball game. This is a turning point of the ball game. He gets him out, the Yankees are okay. This guy...
he is a dangerous man, Mr. Baines.
Very tough.
Baines 1 for 3.
Past him, you're home free, I think.
Baines gets on. We could see a call down at the bullpen. Yankees lead at 6-2. By the way, Clemens won last night. His record now 8-6. 1 ball, 1 strike. 6 runs, 9 hits for the Yankees. 2 runs, 6 hits, 1 error for the White Sox. The error committed by Royster in the 6th inning when the Yankees put 3 on the board. Fouled right into the White Sox dugout.
That woke him up.
You never heard of a ball player falling asleep in the dugout, did you?
I was asleep one time, yeah. I thought I was on the inactive list. Ralph come down and asked me, could I hit? That's a pretty good pitch there. Tough ball to lay off of with 2 strikes on you.
2 balls and 2 strikes to Harold Baines. Count goes full. This is a big man, as you said, Mickey Mantle, and now the count full to Baines. Another tough man on deck, Ivan Calderon. And a call has been made to the bullpen. We're going to get some activity out there. And the 3-2 pitch is lofted into left field. It is deep, but on the warning track, Ricky Henderson is there to put it away. That ball carried, and
Yeah. I thought he popped it up and it went almost into the bleachers.
so with 2 men out, Dave Righetti, the left-hander, Tim Stoddard, the right-hander. They are both up. And Calderon steps in. The right fielder, 1 for 3. Good breaking ball, strike one. Double.
Stoddard was in the Yankee dugout yesterday at the Old Timers game, and he got on me. The other day I said he looked like the Beast, or that guy used to strike me out all the time from
Dick
Raditz.
Yeah. Oh, you heard
He got on me about, well, I think Whitey told him.
This pitch fouled away. Well, Whitey told me he was watching the game Friday night, and he was getting on me about calling him Eddie. He said apparently some powers greater than all of us didn't like it because the power went out in his home in Great Neck right after that.
Yeah.
And by the time it came back on, the Yankees were losing 2-0. They were up 7-2. Foul back. No balls, 2 strikes to Calderon. Oh, you didn't mean that as an insult to Big Tim Stoddard.
No,
He's just a big guy.
Dick Raditz struck me out 44 out of 66 times. I told him, I said, hey, you ought to be impressed.
That pitch narrowly missing right here. 1-2. Strike 3. Calderon goes down. Roden picks up a couple of strikeouts after a leadoff walk. And the White Sox leave one. Will go to the bottom of the 8th. 6-2 New York. The Yankees will head out of town for a 10-game road trip. The Bronx Bombers will return to the stadium on July the 28th to open a 6-game homestand featuring the Kansas City Royals and the Detroit Tigers. The Yankees' next homestand also features 3 special days. Now, on July the 29th, it'll be baseball and batting helmet day. You'll get both kids. Watch Day is on August 1st, and August 2nd features Hall of Fame Day. Tickets are on sale now at the stadium advanced ticket windows, which are open 7 days a week from 9 to 5, or through Ticketmaster. Now, for more information, call the Yankee ticket office at 212-293-6000. Don't miss the fun of Yankee baseball, where traditions are born. Bottom of the 8th inning, Spencer Ross along with Mickey Mantle. Yankees leading in the ballgame by a score of 6-2. Henry Cotto with a big afternoon. A 2-run homer, a 2-run double. A young man who has been bouncing around from here to Columbus a couple of times this season. And he'd like to stay here. And it is just a tough situation. That the reason he didn't stay last time was not because, well, it was really because of injuries to the infield. The Yankees were shy of infielders. They needed another infielder. And they had an excess of outfielders, just a matter of numbers.
It's not a bad deal going down and coming back anymore. You get about $1,000 each trip.
You mean each way? 1,000 to go down?
I don't know what it is. I was listening to him yesterday. They was talking about you have expenses, a hotel, and everything. I don't know what all it is, but it amounts to about $1,000 each way, I think.
Is that right? Yeah, so you could do it 7-8 times a year. For a guy who's
3 times $3,000. That's about what I made my first year. Yeah.
Gary Wardley.
Meal money nowadays is unbelievable.
Yeah, it's in the city. You're going to be making a trip back here with us on the 30th, right?
Mm-hmm. I'll be back the 29th to come out to your store.
Thank you, Mick. Spencer Ross's clubhouse in Glen Rock, New Jersey. Phil Simms going to be out there tomorrow night.
Yeah.
Pretty good quarterback.
Oh, I'll guarantee that was one of the all-time great performances last year in the Super Bowl.
He just came out and threw the football.
Wow.
And threw it the way I personally have always felt he could. And from the moment I saw him play after coming out of Morehead State, the Giants picked him first. I liked Phil Simms.
Mm-hmm.
And he proved to America that he is one heck of a quarterback.
Got some pretty good help, though.
Oh, yeah.
That's a great team.
Strike 2. Gary Ward at the plate. Yankees leading 6-2. We're playing the bottom of the 8th inning. Pitch foul to the right side. I was kidding with Phil after the Super Bowl, though. I told him he's opened up a whole new dimension to commercials for athletes. You know that spot where he walks off the field at the Super Bowl and says, "I'm on my way to Disneyland"? You know,
Yeah.
right? I told now the next dimension is next year they're going to get the winning quarterback. If it's you coming out saying, "I'm on my way to Disney World, and I'm going to be driving my blah, blah, blah automobile, and I'm going to stay in such and such hotel."
That's
you can do 4 or 5 in one shot. 3 balls, 2 strikes here to Gary Ward. Inside, ball 4. He didn't go around, says first base umpire Vic Baltaggio. And Gary Ward takes a base on balls. First one given up by Jimmy Wynn. And the cheers you hear are for Henry Cotto.
He's had a good day. I'll give him 5. Yeah. That's got to make him feel good.
Oh,
you know?
yeah.
I want to tell you something. There's nothing like New York fans. That's the truth, you know. Tomorrow he strikes out a couple times, they might boo him, you know, but today they're appreciating him. That's nice.
Hey, you relate to that. You relate to that.
Hey,
There were a
tell
couple
me.
of boos in the early years, weren't
Well, they almost run me out of town a couple of
there? But you remember
I'll
the
tell you
cheers.
what, I wouldn't have traded it for anything. I love New York.
The cheers far outnumbered.
Oh, yeah. 99-1.
1 ball, no strikes to Henry Cotto. Yankees with a 6-2 lead. White Sox are looking for a bunt. And Cotto fouls it away. 1-1.
Finally found his weakness. He can't bunt. I don't think anybody can anymore. You know what? Did you ever notice how many people try to bunt that can't?
Well, it's not a matter of him missing the bunt. He didn't even square around properly.
He didn't
Just
act
bring a
like
bunt
he
in.
wanted to, right?
Mhm.
But I watch a lot of National League, you know, where the pitchers have to hit still. They can't bunt. And that's all they have to do when they go up to hit is bunt a guy down. And you'd be surprised how many of them can't do it.
Just the basic fundamental of turning, squaring yourself.
It's almost like catching the ball.
And just as an offensive weapon, Cotto takes inside. How many times did a bunt base hit break you out of a slump, Nick?
Oh, many times.
Just gets your head
All I
back
had to
on
do,
straight
if I was
again.
hitting left-handed, all I had to do was get it past the pitcher, and I had a hit.
Nobody out here in the bottom of the 8th. The Yankees with a 6-2 lead. Cotto at the plate. Ward on at first, the leadoff walk. Pull the bat back, 3-1.
I'd let him swing now. Just look for a fastball. If it's not a fastball, take it, right? Let him go ahead and have a good day. Swing, Henry. I know Mike just gave him this, you know, he's hitting. Gotta be. Three and one. You got it. You just say to yourself, hey, if this is a fastball, I'm gonna hit it. You know, if it ain't, I'll take it. If it isn't.
Let's see what Jim Wynn gives him. The fastball hit the short. Gian to Hill for 1, and the double play, 6-4 to 3. So Cotto gets a chance to hit and bounces into a 6-4-3 double play.
Hit the ball good though.
Double play of 6-4-4-3.
So 2 men are out. Good day for Henry Cotto.
Yeah.
4 RBIs, 3 for 4. A homer for 2 runs in the second inning. Gave the Yankees a 2-1 lead. A double in the 4th. He stole a base. And a 2-run double in the 6th inning. Jeff Maranko looking for his first base hit. It's 1 for 10 since coming up from Columbus. Strike 1. Greg Walker, Carlton Fisk, and Donnie Hill scheduled to come to the plate for the White Sox in the 9th inning. And Maranko loops one into center field. Williams is there. Sides retired. So we've gone 8 innings here at the stadium. And we'll go to the 9th inning with New York leading Chicago by a score of 6-2.
Channel's got an exciting week of baseball coming your way. For the All-Star break, the Mets and Yankees take a curtain call, a great victory from earlier in the season that you, the fans, voted to see. Thursday and Friday, the Mets are back at Shea to face Pete Rose's powerful Cincinnati Reds, plus the Yankees battle Bobby Valentine's Rangers in Texas Thursday night. And don't forget to join us here on New York Sports Nightly each weeknight after our feature game for the complete wrap-up of the day in sports, only on Sports Channel, official channel of the New York Fan.
Spencer Ross and Mickey Mantle back here at Yankee Stadium. And Mick, they have not forgotten. Got some Mickey Mantle shirts out there.
Oh, yeah, that's nice. I've been waving at those guys 2 or 3 innings.
Hey, Mick, good seeing you. We're going to see you again on the 30th.
I'll be down at your store on the 29th. I'll be here for Sports Channel on the 30th and 31st.
Okay, Mick, take care. And the one thing you did not do today, Mr. Mantle, though, you didn't get a home run from Winfield. That breaks your consecutive.
I know it. I don't know if he knows I'll see her again.
Breaks your.
I should go by the clubhouse and knock on the door and say, "Hey, I'm here. Hit one." You know?
9th inning. Greg Walker, who was struck out 3 times, takes strike 1 from Rick Rhoden. Yankees holding on to a 6-2 lead over the White Sox. And Walker struck out 3 times by Tommy John. And the count now goes 0-2. So the Yankees with a lead. In the meantime, Toronto has recaptured the lead against Kansas City with a run in the bottom of the 7th. Jeff Musselman now pitching, with Toronto batting in the bottom of the 8th. Toronto leading 3-2 over Kansas City, so they'll go to the 9th inning. But Toronto holding on to at least a 1-run lead. Steve Farr has been on since the 7th for the Royals. If Toronto holds on and the Yankees win this ball game, it will be 3 at the All-Star break. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Walker. Two and 2. Rick Rhoden came on in relief of Tommy John, who gave the Yankees a good outing. And right this stage stands to win his 8th ball game of the season against 3 defeats. And if you look at all the aspects of this Yankee ball club this season, the one, amongst all the positives, the fact that at the All-Star break, Tommy John has 8 wins, has to be one of the most pleasant surprises of all. But then when you analyze it, and you see the way the man's pitched, you really maybe shouldn't be that surprised. Strike 3 call. Greg Walker has struck out 4 times this afternoon. And Rick Rhoden has chalked up his 3rd strikeout and 1 1/3 innings. The ball just tailing away out of the outside corner, 1 man out. Tommy John's losses. Beaten by Toronto on a George Bell home run. Pitched an excellent ball game in that one here at the stadium. Toronto won it 4-1. The home run that came following an error. And then beaten by Boston after he blew a 3-0 lead, 9-4 at Boston on a Saturday afternoon when Al Nipper turned in an excellent performance. Strike 1. No balls, 1 strike to Carlton Fisk, who's on an 8-game hitting streak. It is in jeopardy here in his first time at bat today. Back in the 2nd inning, he took Henderson back to the warning track in left field. 12 home runs for Fisk, 42 RBIs. He's hitting at .229. Good breaking ball, strike 2. Carlton has home runs in 4 of his last 5 ball games. One and 2. Rick Rhoden making his first relief appearance since 1983. Trying to close this one out for Tommy John. Rhoden is there. Just really got jammed on that one. And 2 men are out.
Second baseman, Donnie Hill.
We talk about getting jammed. Watch this pitch. Right up in on the hands. Ball tails in on Fisk. And that's a big league jam shot. No chance for Fisk. Ball very nearly hit him on the fists. On Fisk's fist. 2 men out. Donnie Hill will step in. And Rhoden needs 1 more batter to close this one out. Hill's 1 for 3. Had a base hit in the 7th inning that snapped a 12-in-a-row streak for Tommy John, and he has himself a second base hit. Takes the big turn at first. He's going to thought about going. Now he hesitates as Henderson bobbles the ball and goes in. So Donnie Hill down at second base. I'll give Ricky Henderson an error on it. So Donnie Hill with a second base hit, 7th of the ball game. You see Henderson come over. He can't believe with 2 outs in the final inning that Hill is really thinking about going to second base. And when Hill sees Henderson bobble the ball, he takes off and very alertly does go in. Ken Williams, the rookie center fielder, takes a strike. 1-2 for 3 this afternoon. Drove home Chicago's second run with that 3-base hit up the power alley in left center field in the 7th inning. Coming into this ball game, he had been 0 for his last 15. One and 1. Lou Piniella, Mike Ferraro on his left. Stump Merrill on the right. Fastball, strike 2. White Sox down to their final swing. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Jim Fregosi Ball Club, winners of 9 of their last 13. Sitting in last place in the American League West, heading into this All-Star break. The 1-2 delivery. Up high, ball 2. Donnie Hill leading away from second. Count goes full. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Stick around. This one not over yet. Still not over. Talking about the Red Sox with a victory last night in Seattle and Roger Clemens winning his 8th. Wade Boggs also had his 17th home run. Detroit just 4 behind coming into play today. Tigers playing at California. Tanana against Witt. Here's the full count pitch. This one's still not over. It will drift back into the upper deck. Minnesota playing at Baltimore this afternoon. Twins trailing in the ball game 5-0. They come into play today 2 up on Kansas City in the West. He laid off, ball 4. So Williams draws a base on balls. We'll get activity in the Yankee bullpen. Dave Righetti is up. Ozzie Guillen will come to the plate.
The shortstop, Ozzie Guillen.
Yankees with a 6-2 lead as we play the 9th inning with 2 men out. The exciting Ozzie Guillen at the plate. 0 for 3 today, but he's 9 for 19 in the series. Runners at first and second. Ball 1. Got it on the outside corner. Donnie Hill down at second. Ken Williams on at first with 2 men out. Down the left field line it goes foul. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Once again, the White Sox down to their final strike of the afternoon. Yankees holding on to a 6-2 lead. Guillen trying to oh, I'll tell you, a little more body English than that to bring that one fair. And this one fouled away. Guillen just is such an animated individual. Does everything with such great life, with a flair. Exciting player to watch. 1-2. And Roden delivers, and it's stroked to right field. It should do it. And Gary Ward takes it in, and the ball game's over. As Rick Roden comes on to finish things up with 2 innings of 1-hit relief. The White Sox here in the 9th inning. No runs, a base hit. There was a Yankee error. Chicago leaves 2. The final score, the Yankees 6, the White Sox 2, and we'll get back right after this. Well, the Yankees close out this homestand and get set for the All-Star break before heading out to Texas to open up a series against the Rangers. 4 games starting Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday against Bobby Valentine's ball club. And the Yankees close off this homestand by beating the Chicago White Sox by that 6-2 count. 6 runs, 9 hits, 1 error for the Yankees. They left 4 men on. White Sox came up with 2 runs, 7 hits, 1 miscue. They left 7 men aboard. With the victory right now, Yankees 3.5 up on Toronto. Blue Jays, however, leading in their ball game 3-2 over Kansas City in the 8th inning. We'll update all the scores for you before we sign off. And this was a ball game that saw the White Sox grab an early lead. Jerry Royster hit a strange home run, top fly down the right field line. Looked like it was foul ball all the way. And the wind blowing pretty stiffly out to the left caught the ball, and it banged off the foul pole, and the White Sox had themselves a 1-0 lead. Floyd Bannister pitching for the Chicago White Sox in the 2nd inning with 1 man out. Gary Ward single to right field, and that brought up the much-traveled Henry Cotto back from his latest sojourn to Columbus, Ohio, and Henry doesn't want to go back. And if he keeps doing this, numbers or not, it's going to be mighty tough to send this fine young man back. Henry Cotto stroking the longest home run of the season by a New York Yankee. That one, tape measured at 440 feet, and for Cotto, his 5th home run of the season, his 12th and 13 RBIs, and at that point, the Yankees had themselves a 2-1 lead. In the 6th inning, they were to close the ball game out. Dave Winfield led off with a single to center fielder, then a key error in the ball game. Gary Ward bounced one to third, and the throw by the third baseman, Jerry Royster, bounced in front of Greg Walker. Winfield went around to third, so there were runners at first and third with nobody out, and once again, Mr. Henry Cotto was the man at the plate. And Cotto at the plate, swinging and slashing this one down the left field line into the corner. One bounced off the wall. Gary Reedus couldn't play it neatly off the wall. Winfield came around to score. Ward came around to score. The throw by Gee into the plate appeared to have Gary Ward, but it was just a bit in front of Carlton Fisk. He couldn't short hop it. No error charged. It went as a two-base hit and 2 RBIs for Henry Cotto, who finished the ball game with 4 RBIs. Yankees added another run on a perfectly executed squeeze play by Rick Cerrone, with Cotto around at third base and 1 man out. Cerrone just bunted one down the third baseline in a pretty tough pitch to bunt on. Inside, low and inside fastball, and scoring for third base was Cotto, and the Yankees had themselves 5 runs at that stage, leading it by a score of 5-1. Chicago added a run in the 7th, and the Yankees added one of their own, and the Yankees come away with a 6-2 victory. Tommy John giving the Yankees 7 innings of 6-hit, 2-run ball with Rick Rhoden closing it out. John struck out 5, and John winning his 8th ball game of the season. So the Yankees win this one by a final score of 6-2, and while we have a moment, let's check out the rest of the activity throughout Major League Baseball. They're in the 9th inning now at Toronto. Kansas City at bat, and the Blue Jays lead the Royals by a score of 3-2. Lloyd Mosby got a 2-run homer for Toronto that came in the 1st inning off Mark Gubazar. Danny Tartable came back in the 6th inning to smack a 2-runner for the Royals, his 14th for the season. That tied it at 2. It came against Jim Clancy. Bud Black came out in the 5th inning for Kansas City. Steve Farr in the 7th when Toronto put its go-ahead run on the board to take the 3-2 lead. Jeff Musselman pitched the 8th for Toronto, and now in the 9th, the Terminator, Tom Henke, is on, trying to pick up yet another save. Baltimore leading Minnesota 5-0, playing the bottom of the 7th inning. Mike Young smacked a couple of home runs. Dave Schmidt working on the shutout. Detroit and California scoreless after 1. Frank Tanana against Mike Witt. Everything else a later start. Milwaukee at Oakland, Boston at Seattle, and Cleveland will play Texas under the lights. Over in the National League, Houston at home to the New York Mets. Mets lead at 3-2, playing the bottom of the 6th. Ron Darling looking for his 4th win of the season. Howard Johnson smacked another home run, his 3rd in 2 days, his 20th of the season. Atlanta leading Philadelphia by a score of 8-3. They've gone 6 innings in that one. Montreal at Cincinnati this afternoon, and in that ball game, the Expos are leading it by a score of 4-2 as they play the 8th inning. Bottom of the 8th inning at Pittsburgh, Pirates 4 and San Diego 2. Bobby Bonilla had himself a home run in that one. The Cardinals lead San Francisco 2-1 with St. Louis batting in the bottom half of the 7th inning. But particularly some bad news for Whitey Herzog's St. Louis Cardinals. Starting pitcher Ricky Horton, looking for his 5th victory of the year, left the game after being struck on his pitching arm by a line drive in the 7th inning. The Dodgers put 4 more on the board in the 5th inning. They lead the Cubs by a score of 7-0. Bob Welch working on the shutout. Shelby and Hatcher with home runs for Los Angeles. Again, the final line score here this afternoon in the final game before the All-Star break. The Yankees 6 runs, 9 hits, 1 error, 4 men left. Chicago 2 runs, 7 hits, 1 error. They left 7 men aboard. Tommy John the winner, 8-3. Floyd Bannister the loser. His record drops to 4-8. The final score again, Yankees 6, the White Sox 2. And remember, Thursday at 7:30, the Mets will take on the Cincinnati Reds on Sports Channel. And at 8:30, the Yankees against the Texas Rangers on Sports Channel Plus. So until then, for Mickey Mantle and the Hawk, Ken Harrelson, Spencer Ross saying so long. Thanks for watching Yankees baseball on Sports Channel, the official channel of the New York Fan.
New York Yankees baseball has been brought to you by Bud Light, the light beer with the first name and taste. Everything else is just a light. Today's TWA, find out how good we really are. By Dodge, your tri-state Dodge dealer knows what counts. And by Toyota and the all-new line of 1987 cars and trucks. Who could ask for anything more?